All right, boys and girls, we are about to get the shenanigans started here. The Review Tech USA documentary is officially out. All right, let's get you guys up in here. The Review Tech USA Joon the King documentary is officially out. It came out this afternoon. I didn't get to watch it yet, so we're going to live react to it. Now, I know Kino Casino and DSP Gaming are watching this live as we speak right now, so a huge chunk of you people might be already watching that stream. Huge chunk of you guys might already be watching there, but I had to talk about this. We've been talking about Review Tech USA for the last 6 months. We basically have been covering this, so we have to talk about this. We basically have to talk about this, right? What's up, Dirty Mike? What's up, Full of a Took? What's up, Hiyabusa? What's up, Robert? What's up, Super Jeff? Shade A Mo says, "Damn, going after a fat guy with opinions like he touched a child." Did I? Am I going after a guy that has opinions or whatever? Last I checked, he attacked me, so there's always a clapback that is welcomed with somebody attacking. Imagine defending Review Tech USA in 2024. You download the video in the event that... Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to try to take this video down, guys. He threatened to take Review Tech USA, threatened to take Joon the King's video down. So we'll see how long this lasts. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I know damn well he got absolutely fucking felted. What's up, Orion? What's up, Top Shelf Gaming? What's up, guys? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this. We'll just let some people come in. Make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, smash it nice and hard. Smash it, and we'll get started here shortly. Let me go ahead and check one thing. If you guys do me a solid, if y'all guys could share out the stream, if you guys could post it on social media, feel free to do so. Think about renaming your account New Jack. Why is that? Like the wrestler New Jack? Let me check. Something. So yeah, Kino Casino is live right now on DSP's channel, or DSP Reacts. So I'm sure the huge chunk of people that are watching and reacting tonight are going to be over there. Maxwell Jacob Freeman just subscribed. I'm pretty sure that's not the real MJF, but that's cool enough. All right, so we're going to move it over. Let me move it, and we'll be pausing once in a while to give thoughts and takes and stuff like that on the actual on the documentary while we watch. What's up, Yamoto? What's up, Generated? All right.
Review Tech USA is a tragic case, one of instability where both ends of the emotional spectrum play against him.
Because you're dumb, and your kids will be dumb.
Was that from his COVID rant? I remember he did like a vaccination rant where he basically attacked a lot of people for not getting vaccinated or some shit.
We're coming to a stream for someone else's baggage.
What's up, Khalid?
You know what I mean?
These extreme reactions are coming out at the lowest point of his channel, which previously released highly relevant, low-effort videos taking service-level glances at gaming news.
So I have watched, just real quick, just so I could give you guys my my feedback on Joon the King. I've only watched like 1 or 2 of his documentaries. I'm not really familiar with his work. Does he mostly just do documentaries? Because I watched the Gerard the Completionist one, and I think I watched God, I think he did like a DSP one in the past, right? So I'm not too familiar.
Or subjects parallel to gaming, though this is no longer the case. Now Rich's focus is on streaming and producing music to little avail.
Il
He's either
Capo.
too subdued by intoxicants, where dead air and awkward pauses fill his streams,
Let me move the mic
or
away a little
stubborn
bit.
anxious, lashing out at those he feels have wronged him, like his former editor Jay.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor.
Rich's
Dude, keep in mind that's how hateful he was towards JKB, right? And I guess they're cordial with each other now.
Self-destruction has also unearthed a history of doxing. Poor research that at one point had the former president of Sony call him stupid, and a history of lies and drama that were almost forgotten, but are coming back to form a rich history of failure.
Rich already reacted to this
In
while he
late
was live.
2009, a channel named
I'll check,
ReviewTechUSA began uploading.
In regards to watching anything that's review tech, like reaction, whatever, I'll just wait for Snort Hogan or Duty Streams or Breaking Banquet to upload their clip highlight version of Review Tech USA reacting to it, because I don't want to give him a view or a single dime. So I'll wait for somebody to clip. I think Duty Streams is going to be clipping this documentary. So I mean, not the documentary, the live reacts from everybody. So I'd rather just watch the Duty Streams clip version of it.
This was Rich Masucci's, an American man with a tech background, second attempt at YouTube.
God, he looks so
Uploaded
fucking
was
young
video
right
after
there.
Video of video game consoles spanning virtually all console generations, from the Atari 2600 to the then modern Xbox 360. These were off the cuff, simple overviews of the consoles where Rich of ReviewTechUSA often interjected his own stories with the devices. The same could be said about his other videos that
Goes to
range
show how
widely
much
on
drugs will
topics.
age you.
This one was playing into a stereotype that women enjoy being on the phone longer. This video, though titled "Is Steve Jobs
What's
Dying?",
up, Thanos?
was really about Rich's experience with Apple products and
Was that really his first video? Is Steve Jobs dying? Was that really Review Tech's first documented video? Nobody took that as a fucking red flag about him. What's up, Pete?
the history of Apple. Those looking to find facts would scarcely find it on this channel. This could work to Rich's benefit. While he was not very keen nor uniquely knowledgeable of the products he was reviewing, he was very opinionated and confident in what he was saying. This means he had much to say and many videos to make, evident by his catalog. And after about a year or so
What's up, Dave D? What's up, everybody joining in? Welcome. If you guys are just now popping in, I haven't seen this yet, so no spoilers. I haven't seen this yet, but if this is your first time coming to the channel, welcome. We just hit 90,000 subscribers last night. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscription button. I'm not going to do the sub begging or the e-begging or anything like that. I have everything listed. We're just here to hang out. We're here to kick it and chill. I do appreciate all you guys coming in and tuning in again. I know I'm not trying to stream when Kino, Casino, and DSP are having the collaboration event of a lifetime, but I'm sure most of you guys are watching it. I tuned in and I lost my shit when DSP busted out the briefcase with the poker chips in it. I was laughing my ass off, but I have to talk about this. Never Dead came in and said, why am I watching this? Because I've been talking about Review Tech the last 6 months, and he personally attacked me, and, you know, I have to cover this. This is like the culmination of everything. This is literally the Avengers Endgame of the whole situation. Super Mario says, Amazing Atheist is disgusting. How you just now realizing this? Because I never watched Amazing Atheist. I'm not a internet Discordian Spurg. I don't watch everybody.
Rich was a fan of console gaming, believing it was superior because of its ease of access and
Old school
affordability against PC's
Xbox
customizability
360.
that also lends to its complexity. Taking a side in this never-ending debate meant that his opinions resonated with
Gotta love
those
the
that prefer
Atari.
consoles, and those audience members would become easier fans of Rich. But the same could be said about the opposition, all of which could be found inhabiting the same tech space. Blackbuster Critic, or
Now, what's
BBC
interesting
for
about
short,
this is
was a creator that put
I'm not in tune with the Review Tech lore. The earliest thing that I remember from Review Tech was he needed a camera or something with Big Cheese. I remember he owed like Big Cheese $200. That's the extent of like the earliest of my Review Tech USA lore. I'm not familiar with the Blackbuster Critic stuff or anything like that. I just know, I remember like, what was it, like 2013, 2015, somewhere around there was the Big Cheese stuff. So that's about as much as I know. What's up, Anthony? I haven't watched this at all.
push PC gaming over consoles. This, in late 2010, eventually led to a light feud between the two
2010?
in an online debate hosted by the BBC.
So I'll let you
Damn, Ustream, dudes. Y'all remember Ustream?
have the post first, or the stand, or the soapbox, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and then we'll go from there.
What do you want me to talk about first?
What do you want to talk about?
State the case of why, PC gaming is
Oh, that's
superior
Review Tech
for
and him
everybody.
talking.
After about an hour-long debate, Rich concedes.
I'll be the first to admit that he owned me.
All right,
I'm
my
saying it.
friend.
I'm the man right here saying it. So, you all have a good holiday, and I will, even though I am owned, I will still put this video up on my YouTube channel because they wouldn't be right of me not to do it. So, have a good one, man. It was great talking with you. And everyone.
While things were cordial between BBC and Rich, they were not exactly friendly. At
So that was like his first enemy. Ustream, the predecessor to Twitch. I thought Justin.tv was the predecessor.
least not in the same sense of the channels that are promoting Rich's channel on their own YouTube pages, like
Oh,
3
that's old school.
kilobytes.
That's JKB's old school channel, dude. Before he became JKB, he was 3 kilobytes. That's old school. This dude freaking dug up the old stuff.
Specifically, Mike and Jay.
And I'm Jason for 3 kilobytes. My last name.
God damn, dude. Look how fucking young and skinny and twinkish JKB is. So young and cute and skinny and twinkish. The nice little haircut. Looks adorable. Looks like a whole different other person. And I met Michelangelo before. I met him at my first Con Bravo. What's up, Pre-Numa?
is Hoofed, and I like to build houses in Minecraft.
Whenever Rich hit a milestone, like a subscriber goal or obtaining YouTube partnership, which meant he could earn ad revenue from his YouTube videos, he made sure to thank these channels.
They've helped me out big time, especially Jay. I communicate with him the
Wow.
most. And
So I didn't know that. Jay was like one of the first people to like help shout him out and give him like channel recommendations to his fans and stuff. Jeez, dude. Think of everything that's gone down to this point, and Jay was like one of the first people to actually help get his channel off the ground.
thank you so much, man. Honestly, the reason I hit 1,000 subs, the second half of it is mostly due to his help. And of course,
Jeez.
as many of you know, because probably like 80% of the subscriptions have been from them, is 3 kilobytes. All of them, of course, but especially Jay and Mike.
Wow.
Honestly, my channel is where it is because of what Jay, Mike, and Kat have done to promote me.
By
didn't fucking know
2011,
about
things
that.
were going well for Rich. Not only was he earning some revenue from his channel, he was remaining somewhat consistent and fair with his losses, going as far to release a video titled
Thanks, Top
I
Shelf.
Can't Defend
Thanks, everybody. I hit 90K, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the props and everything. We're on the road to 100K now, guys, so if you're not subscribed.
consoles anymore.
Right now, folks, I know a lot of people are going to jump below and write comments saying they can't build a PC, or it's too hard, or it's too technical. No, it's not.
This
Rich used to talk very quiet in his videos back in the day, right?
was inspired by the infamous
By the way, I'm reacting, so I'm going to be pausing and giving input and commentary and stuff like that. So don't get annoyed by the pausing.
hacking of the PlayStation Network that effectively brought
he
the online
sleeping?
services
Who?
down for
Rich?
months. Though he did not abandon the videos on the debate, as this was still one of the largest draws of his channel. These were alongside clickbait videos that were presented outwardly as his research, to then be revealed that Rich was reading from a singular article while interjecting some of his opinions. His channel covered a wide range of topics, now even adapting the commentary
Thanks,
tropes
Pete.
of the time, like commentary over footage of an unrelated game. Because of the undistilled nature of this channel, his views were
I know a lot of people used to like the gameplay, talking while gameplay is going and stuff. What do you guys think? Do y'all miss that style of editing or stuff? When people, like, I think Leafy used to do it. Review Tech used to do it. Do y'all prefer, like, honest question, do you guys prefer commentary videos like that where it's just gameplay and you don't see the dude at all? Or, like, how do y'all prefer it? You liked old YouTube? What's up, Shala? You liked old YouTube? Depends on the video and the topic. You actually don't hate that style. You like the new way? See, because I sometimes I try to have myself on there, and then I try to have gameplay. In all honesty, with me, I don't watch what's on the screen. A lot of times when I'm watching YouTube, I'm listening to it. So I'll have it like on my phone, or I'll have it like on my monitor or on my TV, and I'll be playing a video game. You know, I'll be playing a video game, so I don't even look at the screen of YouTube. So like I'll have YouTube on like the TV, and I'll be like listening. You know what I mean? What's up, Juicy Booch with the 99-cent super chat, guys? Can I get a hashtag Juicy Booch? Thank you. You are the first super chat of the evening, guys. Thank you so much, Juicy Booch. I appreciate that. Can I get a hashtag Juicy Booch?
Were hardly consistent. Most videos hovered around 5,000, but some reached hundreds of thousands of views. With Rich increasing his output to now nearly a video a day in late 2012, his views were slowly but surely starting to pick up. Being that he did a face reveal that same
What's up,
year
Gonzo?
meant
What's up,
that in 2013 he did not shy away from creating vlogs.
Thank you, Juicy.
But Rich was unsatisfied with the equipment he was using. The camera specifically was not HD and had a very low frame rate. And if he did make more vlog-style videos, he could negate the possibility of copyright claims that came from using gameplay footage. What Rich wanted was a new high-definition camera. This is what inspired the video, I Need Your Help.
So this is where my ReviewTechUSA lore begins. I remember it was early YouTube. I was just barely getting started on content creation. And I remember seeing a lot of people give ReviewTechUSA a lot of shit about this camera thing. And then also around this, because back then a lot of people, it was like frowned down upon to make any kind of like e-begging, whether you needed equipment, whether you had to pay. I remember for the longest time, the first people who got Patreon back in the day, they were like shit on. Anytime you had somebody donate equipment for you, you were shit on. You get like back then, the early internet days, you had people like Archfiend, Ace Salieri, I think, what's his name? The fucking other dude. The guy, he's like white with like freckles and he's redheaded. Rob. Silent Rob. You had those guys who were like so anti like money, anti e-bag, anti dono. You had a lot of guys like that in early YouTube. So anytime somebody took like a camera, anytime somebody took something like donos, you would be flamed. I remember even Happy Console Gamer got money donated to him to get a new camera. And I remember there was a lot of people that fucking went after him too back around this time. So I remember this when this was happening. This was kind of like oh shit, that guy's getting attacked type of thing.
Which has long since been removed from his channel, but archived third-party compilations that demonstrate how catastrophic not
yeah,
so
I'm on
much
Kick,
this
but I haven't been
video
on
was,
there in a while.
but the endless responses and poor handling of what should have been a simple situation.
Yes, I know I'm going to be called an e-beggar no matter what I say. But I'm doing this with a twist that no one else has done because I don't just want your friggin' money. I really don't. I honestly don't. What do I need? I need a camcorder for the show, straight up. Using gameplay footage, I'm constantly dealing with getting copyright claims on my videos.
Rich goes on to explain.
Back then, it was terrible, guys. With back in the day, you used to have to like be in a network in order to do gameplay footage. Like you used to get fucking copyright claimed big time. That's also why Angry Joe didn't do Nintendo content back in the day, because Nintendo had a different thing, not their ambassadors program, but they had a different program for creators where they would take a percentage of your videos to allow you to use their content and stuff. So it's pretty wild. What's up, Joshua?
And how he would avoid the title e-beggar by donating the $500, which is the amount he was seeking for the camcorder, a year after he receives the funds to a charity of his audience choice. What's more, if the donation goal is exceeded, he will refund any of that excess money. This is overly complicated. Even for 2013 YouTube, that was less accepting
Man, I miss
of
that old
creators
YouTube
petitioning
layout.
for money or earning it through sponsorships The depths that Rich was going to just avoid being called an e-beggar, something only the smallest sections of his audience would even care about, exposed that as an insecurity and point that
Retro
he could
bro,
easily
how's it
be
going?
pressured by, easily trolled from.
The only people that pissed me off, even though I expected it, is when people said they donated, and I would see like the same small group of trolls like going around and attacking people.
It did not take long for Rich to get that money via donations. He even bought a cheaper camera that was about $140
I think I
less
have
than
that same
expected.
camera.
But he made the mistake of addressing the trolls and the BBC.
So I went out and bought a new
It's so hilarious that it's BBC. Why is Rich obsessed with DSP? I have no idea, but he told his chat I was gonna be his new DSP. That's why he has me as his banner on the bottom. Hakuna Matatas, I like that name.
tool.
Yeah, Rich addressed the
A
BBC,
Sony
y'all.
HDR 260V. And let me tell you right now, it is a phenomenal camera. And I bought this with my own money. How about that?
That was the Blackbuster critic.
Is that guy
While
around
he
still?
did not mention Rich or ReviewTechUSA by name, he did expose the criticisms that he knew bothered Rich. This was bait, and Rich readily took it.
It's your old
What's
buddy
up, Generated?
Rich from ReviewTechUSA or ReviewBegUSA. You've had some colorful things to say about me. Let's just do it the good old-fashioned way.
That old school camera, man. I have some videos on my channel that are like old school camera operated like this, where it's just like that pic. You know what? That has just like this nostalgic feel to it, though, right?
And debate it live on Skype and see how it goes. The offer's on the table, buddy. Hopefully you accept.
Not only did Rich flub this situation by taking the bait, he also challenged the BBC to a debate, which the BBC readily accepted.
What I said could be applied to a lot of people. But this one particular
What's up, Mike
person
Wells?
personally came to my video and was talking trash.
Would be
And
funny
if
if they
you
used the
wanna
Chris
come out
Chan
and Skype
music.
me and debate like you say you do, and I know plenty of things, plenty of questions to ask you, which you're gonna goof up on. Just like in our last debate, how I led you by the hand like a child encountering your own points. That's what's gonna happen again.
This debate did not come as Rich failed to show, but he did release a video showing that he did purchase the camcorder and did not pocket the donations. While the BBC continued to respond, what was more important was that Rich's responses and continually
Are
addressing
any of
this
these videos still up between BBC and ReviewTechUSA? Are any of these up?
drama was inviting more and more trolls that Rich was responding to.
Huntmaster Flex, everyone out there who's deeply concerned about what I'm doing, you need to, don't go into the whole thing, oh, I'm trolling, I'm just mind messing with you. You personally
uploaded in
messaged
3
me,
years?
told me to
Huh.
calm down. It's flattering, bro, it really is. I'm glad, just make a video once in a while proving that you have a life and put a woman in your thumbnail and we'll all be impressed by what you do.
Even the videos showing the receipts for the donations were directed towards his trolls rather than his supporters.
All I can say is, I'll never do it again. I mean, I hope this proves.
This was a good video, but Joon didn't talk about the quartering enough and Rich's crazy J6 and COVID rants. I mean, I think it was more focused towards his behavior towards other creators. I don't think we needed to touch on the COVID rant or the January 6th rant that much. You know what I mean? It's already an hour-and-a-half documentary. If you go into detail about every single fucking thing, that just gets into the territory of being a little too autistic. You know what I mean? I think it's more covering, his behavior towards other creators and stuff.
Now that I wasn't trying to, scam anybody or do anything under the table or be unethical. And for everyone out there who's going to go into the whole thing now, that I was just looking to get a tax break on my taxes. Do you really think I would? I didn't even think of that until after people said it. Do you really
Jesus
think I would
Christ, I
have
don't
went through
remember
all
any
this
of
crap
this.
to save 30
What's
or
up,
40
Mandy?
bucks over a year from now?
It turned out that Rich owning this new camcorder and all the turmoil that Rich invited was for naught.
I like the gameplay footage better. It's more laid back. But like 90% of people in the comment section.
He's done that a few times, hasn't he? Where he'll I think he even did it a couple years ago where he's like, he switches from being on camera to being on gameplay to being on camera. Like he did that a few times. Why did he do like all this drama with the BBC and the camera and all that nonsense just to go back to gameplay?
We're like, yeah, just
Thank you, Gene.
keep it gameplay footage and it, use the camera for other things with ReviewTech
Is Rich
USA.
officially a lolcow? Dude, Rich is like the fucking whole barn.
I'm like, oh, okay.
This information came from a video where Rich announced that YouTube was now his full-time job. Though it grew steadily for the past 3 years, it was not until now that his YouTube channel was outperforming his job in terms of pay. And with all his time placed in his channel, the results were immediate.
Man, I didn't get monetized on YouTube until January 2013 when I signed with Screenwave. I wasn't making a fucking dime. I was around for like almost 5 years.
Month after month, his views kept doubling as his output of videos increased like never before. Everything increased. His revenue, his views, and the trolls that increasingly targeted Rich.
Okay, real quick, below is my real ReviewTech USA
You have to
Twitter
specify
account.
what's a real
I don't
account
even
and what's
really
not.
like Twitter, but what I found out in my YouTube comment section is someone made a fake ReviewTech USA account and was going around saying very...
Guys, never acknowledge if somebody's making a fake account of you or trolling on your shit. Never make a video acknowledging it. Don't be like, hey guys, there's a fake guy, unless obviously they're doing like really incriminating shit. But if you get like people doxing you, swatting you, making fake accounts of you, don't acknowledge it, because then that means the troll got you. Just let it be. If people are talking shit, unless you could benefit from it, like, maybe milk somebody, like how I've been milking ReviewTech, don't acknowledge it. Don't let your enemies know they got you.
very colorful things on Twitter.
That was only a minute-long video addressing a fake Twitter account. But rants about his trolls kept seeping into videos that hardly needed to involve them.
You're the
Yeah, don't ever rant about your trolls, guys. Don't ever do it.
smartest person on the planet. Doesn't matter how well spoken you are, anything, you are going to deal with trolling, and it is going to get to you.
That was from his 100,000 subscriber thank you video. Discussion
Rich
of
eats
trolls
Crisco?
takes up about 1/3 of it. And though Rich states that no one is infallible when it comes to trolling, only 2 minutes later he states that he is.
The why trolls don't get to me because I know exactly what their motivation is, and they're pathetic people.
The story Rich is telling is one of a troll that was going through hardship and was taking their frustration out on Rich. From this, he deduces trolls are pathetic, unwittingly inviting their company and
So I know later on, Rich ends up making a video, how not to kill your career or how to act on it. Like, it was like a video giving advice to, like, Boogie, I think, and Wings. Was it to Boogie and Wings? Or was it to DSP? And he said he learned from all of his experience and all that, you know. He still hasn't learned from that. He self-felt every fucking day. What's up, Danzy? What's up, Stacy?
encouraging their existence.
Something constructive instead of, hanging out with your wife or girlfriend or family, or you just going out and doing something else. You think it's a better idea to go on the internet to try to aggravate or piss off or insult someone else. That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard.
Not everyone that increases
I remember
their
when
output of
Minecraft first
content
came out, it was
sees
huge.
increases in adverse effects. But that was exactly what was going on with ReviewTech USA still. More strong opinions, news stories that were not as accurate as they should have been, more reasons to dislike him.
Now, I will say the issue I'm about to talk about was resolved, but it was after I screamed like a lunatic and was raging, and it shouldn't have been this way. I was not happy with the customer service I received, and that's why I'm making this video, and I gotta call him out on it.
This was the start of a series of videos that showcased how Rich was at the center of his problems, molding minor inconveniences into something larger, then directing them to his general audience who would typically diagnose Rich as the issue. In this video, Rich discusses an issue with the return of his graphics card, the GTX 770, to the...
Alright, so I remember this vaguely, this whole Newegg shit. This is like a nice little Wayback Machine. What's up, D? This is like a nice. What's up, David? He often takes things too literally. Rich is stupid, guys. Rich is a fucking moron. And when he lies, that's when he looks even more stupid. That's when you know Review Tech USA is full of shit. Because when he starts to really look stupid, when he starts to really look like an idiot, that's when you know something's not up. And he's like lying or he's sweeping stuff under the rug.
Vendor Newegg, not because there was anything wrong with it, but because he wanted a different card. A slight upgrade, which was the GTX 780. This is an extremely minor upgrade. Regardless, Rich went through with it and sent the card back.
Oh shit! Obama phone with the $1.99 super chat. Let's fucking go. Can I get a hashtag Obama phone? Says, hey, Kino Casino sends their regards. Thank you. Tell them that I said hi back. I love those guys. A little too much. No, I mean Worski talk once in a while in the DMs. Big fan. Big fan. Love their show. I listen to them all the fucking time when I'm like working on shit, editing, gaming, you name it. If you guys haven't seen Kino Casino, check them out. They have a Clips channel on YouTube. Kino Casino Clips.
Including a voucher for Arkham Origins. This, Rich details, was taped to the outside.
Can I get a
of the
hashtag
card box,
Obama phone
not
for
the
that
shipping
dono?
box. Being that it was still outside, there is a possibility that it was lost when unpackaged at Newegg. For this reason, Rich's refund was initially voided.
What's up, Justin
As
Gamer
soon as she
guy?
said
I have ads running.
She was returning the item to me. I saw red. Okay, this is a $450 friggin' card that's being bounced all over the country, and I lost it. I started screaming, "This is fucking bullshit! Are you fucking
Dude,
kidding
he used to
me?"
talk so quiet back in his older videos. I can't tell if he was high back then. I don't think he was, right? The being high thing is something new since, I think, like, COVID started with him. I think. I don't ever recall him being high off of his ass a problem back in the day. But I will say this, in case any of his followers are like, oh, well, when you guys drink on camera and you guys do this and that, we're not fucking with children. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I don't have a family to take care of. So if I was high off my mind, if I was drinking and I was still able to take care of my responsibilities, that's one thing. This guy literally is failing in every single thing of his fucking life. That's why people are telling him to lay off the edibles.
I've been a customer with Newegg for years, and this is I'm getting an item returned over a piece of paper. I thought everything was. What UPC code are you talking about?
Desert Coliseum says, when the Game Chasers found out you were a pedo's friend, or basically Justin Silverman of the Game Chasers, I was out. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but I literally talk to Billy and Jay every day. I was in their movie. I literally was in an episode of Toy Chasers not too long ago. I'm in the sequel to the movie that's coming out. If you come in here, can you at least not be in all caps writing autistic fucking retard? Thank you.
This is absolute bullshit. I can't believe I'm being treated like this. And the thing the whole time, she's like, listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I understand why you're upset, sir. While I'm screaming, which also irritated me,
I like when he does the little voice.
Talking over me.
Sir.
Rich goes on to say he did not regret his outburst, and he did get that refund. And even though he got his way in the end, he still believes Newegg is majorly at fault.
The bottom line is that is not a way to treat a customer.
While Newegg did incorrectly void the return, it was Rich's demeanor and rage at a service employee that was not responsible for the mishap that displeased his audience. Additionally, this was seen as boasting, with Rich likely seeing himself as someone who was stalwart in the refund he deserved rather than—
Thank you, Shiva Blaster, with the super chat. Hashtag Shiva Blaster in the chat with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Can I get a hashtag Shiva Blaster in the chat? Supporting a fellow San Antonian. Nice. 2-0 in the house, baby. What's up, RN Gerald? You literally just finished this. Nice. Why is there an ad on the live? Because people could run ads on their streams.
tearing down an employee who was restricted from making an equally furious retort, therefore defenseless. The top comment of this video reads, quote, "Don't lose it with frontline personnel. It's not their fault. They get paid a shitty wage to protect their supervisors and managers from the public. Rip into supervisors and managers by all means. That's different." Unquote. The majority of comments echo this sentiment, while others comment about the chaotic harvesting of dirt in the Minecraft footage being played, likely because his brother—
Why do I have you blocked on Twitter? What's your Twitter account? Do you think I don't know who you are? What's your Twitter account?
was responsible for recording the footage. Rich then posted one of the longer negative responses he got onto his Facebook. Not once, but twice. This was only one of the videos that was poorly received in October 2013.
Gamer's Gate.
The second was titled PS4/Xbox One Launch Disaster Imminent. Please share.
I got all
What's
of
up,
this
Ron
information from
Sweet
very,
and tender hooligan.
very reliable sources.
I don't know. What did you ever
Okay? Yeah,
troll
I'm just
me,
gonna
or
call
were
them
you
little
following
birds.
somebody that—
I can't even give you their gender, because if you found out any information about them, or if a big company found out any information, they would be screwed and blacklisted, and I would be screwed.
What's up, Fixated? Why don't you send me a private message? I'm not going to interrupt the stream just to talk about why you're blocked on Twitter. We're talking about ReviewTechUSA. I'm not going to just make the stream suddenly about you.
Screwed along with them.
Rich plays
I don't
into
know.
how
I'm not going to
high-profile
remember
his
why I
source is,
blocked
and
somebody.
then breaks down all that he was told.
Well, I have some bad news for all the guys who were hating on the Xbox One, but it's going to be 720p on both the PS4 and Xbox One. So what are my thoughts on all this information? Well, I hope the sources that I have are wrong.
Which game is
There
that?
were a few speculations in that video that were on the wilder side. Luckily, Rich got his wish granted. A user sent Rich's video to Shuei Yoshida on Twitter, then the unexpected happened. Yoshida, the president of Sony, responded with 2 words directed at Rich. So stupid. Besides being humiliated by the president of Sony, nothing much happened. Rich did warn of the possibility that the information may not be—
Dude, I remember before the Xbox One came out, people were so pissed off about it because their DRM policies, and there was like all sorts of other bullshit going on with it. Like at one point, I think they were making it mandatory to have a connected to it. There was like a lot of shit where people were pretty pissed off and annoyed about it. I remember a lot of people used to make a lot of bank ripping into the Xbox One.
100%, and his continued success overshadowed whatever negative attention he got. It took only 6 months after this for
Thank
him
you,
to—
Chill Gaming H, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Can I get a hashtag Chill Gaming H? Thank you so much.
200,000 subscribers. And like his 100,000 sub video, when discussing his channel, Rich talks quite a bit about trolls and drama. This time the discussion took up about half of the video.
Don't let the drama get to you, because once you go down that path of getting defense—
Looks like he's in a fucking church. Like right there. Like, you know, when like you go to like the hallway of the church and they have like stairs and like the bathroom over here, and that literally looks like the inside of my church.
defensive and making videos defending your honor, quote unquote, you're down that slippery slope, and sometimes you can't get back up from it.
To direct entertainment in a way that reflects what the audience wants to see rather than to vindicate the creator is sage advice.
Don't make your personal
He broke in
problems
to eat the bread of
become part of your
God damn, that was a fucking good one, Jimbo. Oh, God. All right. Oh, God. All right.
channel. You can't, man. You gotta keep your personal
Hey, on the real, though, I think the bread of Christ tastes pretty good. I like that. I personally think it's a pretty good little... I like the way it tastes. Shiva Blast with another $2 dono says, for $10 million, do I live with Boogie or Rich for 1 year? I would live with... Oh, fuck. That's a good one. I know Boogie personally, so I would just live with Boogie. I would live with Boogie instead of Rich.
problems off. And if you're having problems that you just don't feel like making a fucking video, don't make a video.
This is the safest route to content creation, but does Rich have the willpower or stability to follow through?
I took down the Patreon account, and
Jim Cornette burned DSP. Was it like a cameo or something? Did somebody pay him to make a cameo to shit talk DSP, or does he genuinely know DSP and was like, hey, because I remember Kenny Omega made a tweet about his live stream and said that they were going to make the best goal, like he was making fun of DSP.
we're going to wonder why. Some of you think I was trying to sweep it under the rug, which is another reason why I wanted to make this video, because no, here, this video is staying up, and people will know that I had a Patreon campaign posted temporarily.
For a period, Rich had a Patreon active in 2014. Its purpose was to make his videos ad-free,
That's
but it
fucking
vanished
hilarious.
as quick as it went up.
The second reason, and this is honestly the straw that broke the camel's back, the second reason that I took down my Patreon account is these same people, advertisement videos, like say when I had an unboxing for Dollar Shave Club or Loot Crate, so on and so forth, were the same people who were also complaining about me doing the Patreon campaign. I do a YouTube commentary channel where I comment on views.
Wait. Leon, Kevin Nash criticized Wings of Redemption? Did I miss that? Is that true, guys? Somebody made Kevin Nash do a cameo against Wings? I know Vince Russo did something against DSP one time, right? What's up, Maxim?
And talk about my opinions and have a fucking blast doing it. And if that pisses you off, that either means one of two things.
You can basically get anybody to make a video. If you pay them on Cameo, you can make anybody say anything you want, literally. By the way, I'm on Cameo as well. If you look it up, Cameo 8-Bit Eric. I've done like 5. So if anybody ever wants me to make a Cameo video, I could do a breakup with your girlfriend. I could do a roast. Just let me know. What's up, Husky Leaf? Rich was coping and seething about the documentary.
You're delusional or you're jealous. And if you are jealous, you need to get out of the house more.
This video was released only 6 months after his 200,000 subscriber video. It shows that the innocuous claims of e-begging still holds power over him. It also shows that, contrary to the Newegg video,
isn't that funny that Gamers Gate, like it came around the time of the actual like Gamergate?
In his beliefs or what he does. This was a major criticism.
Yeah, Hero, just go on to Cameo and get me. Is Dickers going live tonight? I think Review Tech went live earlier today, right? He was like basically pausing every 2 seconds and downplaying all the stuff in this video. Does anybody know if he got upset? Because I know he said if there was any misinformation, he was going to take down JoonTheKing's video. I know so many people actually downloaded the JoonTheKing video, so in case he deletes it.
As shown in the comments of this video,
takes it down,
quote, please never get involved with politics. What a flip-flop. I am disappointed in you, Rich. I thought you were made of stronger stuff than this. Why take down your Patreon account?
He owned up to most of it? I heard he didn't. I heard he didn't own up to it. That's good. If he owns up to shit, you know, that's a start. But he attacked a lot of people. He said a lot of bullshit. He accused me of like leaking his personal Facebook. He accused people of hacking a Dropbox. He threatened people. He has a lot of fucking apologizing to do too, but he won't fucking do that.
You're afraid of trolls? Newsflash, trolls will always exist. Unquote. On that same note, the following month, Rich released a similar video, a parody titled, A Review Tech USA Hater Tries to Do Gaming News.
Yo, what's going on, man? My name is Steve, and I'm here to expose that fat fuck, that piece of shit, e-begging piece of shit, Review Tech USA, and expose him for the fucking bitch that he is. Alright, so watch how easy it is to do news stories like that fat white Uncle Phil looking motherfucker does. Look, watch how
Jay's
easy it is.
Ropes.
So I have an article right in front of me, okay? This
He owned up to some things from what I watched. He said he'd clown your wrestling even if there was no JKP fallout. I don't care if he clowns my wrestling. Him watching my wrestling matches on streams, guys, is the best thing that could happen to me. He sold, I sold 37 books when he initially did it. I got a whole bunch of new subscribers, and it puts me out there. He's so weird. That's a performative art, right? Doing a pro wrestling thing. The whole point to do wrestling is for people to watch it. So him reacting or mocking or laughing or clowning or whatever the hell you want to call it, him just sharing a video of a match of mine is putting more eyeballs on something that I do that I get paid for. So he can do it all he wants. I don't care. I gave him a playlist to watch. It's like, imagine being a pro wrestler and not wanting anybody to watch your matches. This guy can't even walk up a set of stairs without breathing heavy. And I'm a heel in all the matches that he's watching. So I'm supposed to be a chicken shit heel. Like, what a fucking moron. He's so stupid.
Blizzard donates World of Warcraft pet sales to Ubulu.
In the comments, Rich claims this was a parody for a different YouTuber. Being that Rich has shown himself to react poorly to his own trolls made this video seem in poor
What's up,
taste.
Fernando?
The comments are either
early in my
Rich as
career
brilliant or just childish for releasing this video. Quote, you say that don't give trolls what they want or just ignore the haters. And then you make this. I like your videos, but this was just pathetic. Unquote. This was on top of exposing the ease of reading articles as the center of his job, but in the parody he was framing it as difficult. This was not a good look. It was only a few days later that Rich received 2 troll copyright strikes claiming that they owned the explosion Rich used in his intro. It was clear it was a troll because the channel that had reported him had clips of the BBC debating Rich.
The video is now gone because they got caught with their pants down. They probably deleted it right away, which, sad day for you, is that even when you delete a video, YouTube still has it in their database. So when this claim goes through, and this counterclaim goes through, they're going to look into that. They deleted the video though, so no one could see it.
As an additional response, Rich directs his viewers to his second channel, seen in the description. As Rich periodically addressed his trolls and gave them more power,
That's the wall, brother. Am I excited for Rich's reaction? He already did one earlier, right? I really don't care. He's a fucking clown. So from what I heard, he reacted exactly the way that I thought he would. Now, if he streams tomorrow, he might do another cope stream or something like that. I haven't had any wrestling injuries, so I've been lucky on that, knock on wood.
They continued to grow and expand their list of tactics. In around 2015, they clung on to possibly the strangest campaign of trolling they'd ever use. One that's absurdness attracted those joining for the humor and the absurdity, and others that saw it as a true calling.
Hello, comrades. I would like to present the Big Cheese Anthem. I encourage you to keep hitting.
I remember this very loosely. I remember the Big Cheese stuff. It was pretty fucking hardcore, right? I remember a lot of it was like very, like a lot of videos were made about ReviewTechUSA. What's up, Tommy?
The channel and fighting for Big Cheese.
He thought that he could get away with taking $200 from Big Cheese.
This is Big Cheese reporting in. I want you guys to stop trolling, the guy that did me wrong.
I decided to do the decent thing. I made a change.org petition to have ReviewTechUSA's sponsor Hawk.
Stop messaging me saying to stop something that I had nothing to do with at all. I had nothing to do with it.
Come at me, because what I'm doing is
Big Cheese still around? I've never watched Big Cheese.
$100% legal.
This outcry against Rich circa
He's no
2015
longer around.
was because of a deal that went
What's up,
wrong
J-Biz?
between content creator Big Cheese and Rich. As Rich had begun taking sponsors for his videos, Big Cheese inquired about a spot for his channel. Their prior deal involved a laptop and things went smoothly. Continuing their dealings, Big Cheese then sent Rich a desktop. The deal was for 3 sponsor spots a week for what was assumed to be 6 months and an additional $200 payment made to Big Cheese in December 2014. There were issues with the computer's CD drive, but both parties were happy to continue the deal.
Today's video was brought to you by Big Cheese's YouTube channel. For gameplay reviews, gaming music, and vlogs, subscribe to Big Cheese VG. Link below in the description.
Yeah,
this
will
was
be
the
up.
only placement for Thanksgiving week. Already, Rich had failed the promise of 3 sponsors a week. But that's when Big Cheese reached out, inquiring what happened. Rich states that the holiday has somehow affected his ability to add placements. Big Cheese shook it off
is just the
and
male
was pleased
version
to
of
find
soap
that Rich
operas.
was adhering to their deal to 3 sponsors the following week. But that was it. Even though the 10th of December had come, Rich was...
What's bigger, Rich's love for buff black men or DSP's love for Hogan? I love Hogan too. Today's Hulk Hogan's birthday, actually, guys. Like, legitimately. Google it. It's Hulk Hogan's birthday. I think he turned 71 today.
reluctant to deliver those $200, instead offering Big Cheese an additional 6 months of promotion. That, or he sends the PC back,
What's
which
up,
Big
Corey?
Cheese
Yeah, I
would
heard
have paid
about
the shipping
that.
For. Either way, Rich made it clear he was not getting the agreed upon $200, emphasizing that other companies would pay him thousands for the sponsorship spots and that it was not worth his time. The conversation then devolved alongside the deal. Big Cheese made the statement that Rich was going back on his word, which Rich refuted. As Big Cheese would find, attacks on Rich character was a sore spot.
But when I said something about that financial crisis, when I tell you he flipped on me, he went ham. Cue it. First off, no.
Rich is boring. You don't know why Jay did a doc, but at least his hypocrisy is getting exposed. Well, because a lot of people in recent months, like Rich has gone out after like everybody. I mean, look how unchecked Rich has been going against DSP. Like, say what you want about Darkside Phil, right? Review Tech was getting put in the hot seat, and like out of nowhere, he just started throwing strays at Darkside Phil because JoonTheKing was doing this documentary, and Review Tech's like, I'm not like DSP. I got a real family, blah, blah. Like, you know what? And then, you know, Rich also dragged me into this bullshit, like Jay's Means Rope says. Like, I was defending a fucking friend, and then this dude accused me of leaking his Facebook, and then, you know, once him and Jay were cool again, I said, okay, cool, I'm dropping it. And then out of nowhere, he started fucking getting unhinged and shit. Fuck him. He's a fucking fat retard. And I say retard here, so if you get offended, I don't care. I'm bringing back the word retard.
Financial crisis. Secondly, I don't give a shit to keep the machine and pay out money I don't need to. That's called being smart. You get back your product and there's no contract. You seem like a man who was broke and desperate since we are calling out people's financials, but sadly that's not my problem. So
exactly. He even went after people like Husky Leaf, like people that are just saying, hey, dude, take a break off the internet.
Before I say something really nasty, bite your tongue. You get your computer and take virtually no
Hi
financial
says
loss
his
except
retarded
shipping.
child is
you know, the
better than
half-working
this.
computer you sent me. Don't get smart with me, boss, because I'm not in the mood. Let me know what...
Make retard great again, says Jimbo. Hey, you guys! I always do the sloth.
you want to do.
After a lengthy back and forth with threats of litigation in the conversation, Rich posted this on his public Facebook. But only Big Cheese at the time knew who it was directed at.
I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a pushover. And if you try to screw me over business-wise, I will legally stomp you and smile while doing it. Just a word of advice.
Bro, this stuff with Big
Rich,
Cheese got pretty
bruh,
fucking heated.
You're playing
like,
the victim once again.
Rich
you are
for
a
like
victim,
years.
an emotional victim.
This was all compiled in Big Cheese's video calling Rich out for going back on his word. Rich, rather than pay those $200 and defuse the building tension, uploads his own video to counter Big Cheese.
So you get back anything, you lose no money minus shipping, and you get months upon months of free advertising, and you're trying to turn this into me being like a scandalous thief? go to hell, dude. This is the last video I'll make on it. I don't care who else makes responses. I know people. I was going to keep this private like it should have been, but since you wanted to make it into a shit show, so be it. I'm sure this is going to be...
Bro, this is literally like the type of shit that he still says today. Like, just replace the name of the other person against him. Like, put in me, put in Jay, put in Andy Worski, put in DSP. Like, he literally has, like, a script for when he's in drama. What's up, Killer Jay?
An e-drama thing that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon with, but this is the only video I will make about it.
Without any encouragement from Big Cheese himself, this disagreement alone birthed the Big Cheese Crusaders. Random users that formed under this drama in order to go after Rich in whatever ways they could. Rich saw only a glimpse of the chaos to come and buckled under the pressure.
I paid Big Cheese, and I guess I do owe him an apology.
Juicy Booch with the 99-cent super chat, guys. Can I get a hashtag Juicy Booch? Thank you so much, man.
Even though I was willing to send back the product, I guess he was depending on the money that I was going to send him, and it kind of blindsided him.
Though the feud was ostensibly over, in reality it had shifted between fans and detractors of Rich, some still under the Big Cheese Crusaders. Whenever Rich would slip up in a video, they were certain to catalog it.
I actually truly feel that I owe Anita Sarkeesian an apology. Here's what I mean. Mr.
Hey, you know what's funny? Is this dude, Review Tech, went out of his fucking way to say on video he feels that he owes Anita Sarkeesian an apology, right? But he can't even say the same thing about anybody else. Would you ever hear him say, hey, I feel I need to give JKB an apology? No. Would you ever hear him say, hey, I need to give 8-Bit Eric an apology? No. Would you ever hear him say, I need to give Andy Worski an apology? No. Would you ever hear him say, I need to give DSP an apology? No. But he gives Anita fucking Sarkeesian an apology. And that's only because he's a fucking woke little fucking left-winging simp. That's what it is. Thank you, Douche and Domino, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Can I get a hashtag Douche and Domino? I love that fucking username. Dude, he got fucking roasted on his MAGA is Cooked live stream. If you go to the like-dislike ratio and you look in the comments, what if RTU did a fake whacking it, but on purpose as his final downfall?
Mr. Repzion, he's a
Are all
pretty big
locals
channel
lefties?
on YouTube.
No, but
videos like
he literally made a stream called MAGA is Cooked, and is literally fucking like that COVID rant. You hate to be that guy, but I'm using the wrong definition for the word woke. I disagree on that, Corey. I think the people that are woke now are using social justice incorrectly now. They're the ones making that word something that it's no longer has meaning to it. They don't know what actual political activism is because they're more worried about having labels to who they're fucking in the bedroom or to who they are with their color. They're not real political activists. They're more worried about attaching labels to people while thinking in the same hive mind echo chamber.
Rich's apology to the highly disliked Anita Sarkeesian over threats she was receiving, or just
which the irony in that is they're not woke at all.
Informed video about how DirectX 12 compatibility works. Comments disparaging Rich would soon become the least of his worries, as a new hell would overshadow them all. Around April of 2015, a channel going under Review Hell USA was persistent in the ruination of Rich, seeking to affect not only his reputation, but also cancel convention showings and successfully scared away his sponsors. Though it looked like this person wasn't the only one interested in threatening Rich beyond what was typical.
This is when
definition of woke has become perverted to the point that it means nothing to the original because of the people that are woke. That's why. Because of the people that are the political activists now. That's why it's changed. That's why the terms of it are changed. That's why you call people that, because it has no semblance of what it really means to be progressive. You're progressive, but you're discriminatory towards straight white male gamers. You're progressive, but you're discriminatory towards Christianity. You know what I mean? Not to be religious or anything, but it needs to be equal for everybody. You know what I mean? They want diversity except for one group, the colonizers. So that's why.
Shit goes too far. I deal with trolling on a daily basis. I deal with nonsense on a daily basis. I've been DDoS attacked or denial of service attacked on Twitch, so on and so forth. But the message that you're seeing here, the still.
So I went to this Too Many Games. This event where somebody threatened to snipe him. Don't we agree it being woke is a good thing? No. No. Now, in regards to actually seeing the puppet masters and the shadow government and the elite that are actually trying to promote helter-skelter and have a racial divide, that's what they want. They want a racial divide amongst people. They have to have a culture war. But no, back to this Too Many Games. I went to this one, and I remember, because I'm close friends with the people that run Too Many Games, and I remember them talking about having to tell Rich that he can't come to the con because this was a credible threat. Now, what's funny enough is that there's no in the panel room and in the actual hall, there's no window. Like, he legit couldn't get sniped at all unless he went out to the parking lot. But they were really worried about this just because of this threat, and there's hundreds of people that go to this convention. I did, funny enough, meet Review Tech at AVGC, which is in New Jersey. So I did actually meet him. Me and Rich have met in person. He went to AVGC. Is it another video game con in New Jersey? So I saw him there. There was no threat, but for some reason at this Too Many Games, there was this threat here. And I remember the convention people were fucking literally worried, like scared. And I remember telling them, dude, nothing's gonna fucking happen. Thank you, Jose Hernandez, for that $9.99 super chat. Can I get a hashtag Jose Hernandez? I remember telling them, I'm like, dude, nothing's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna snipe anybody. This is just internet shit.
Is a message that I received on Facebook. When you threaten me is when shit gets real.
The purpose of this threat was to both scare Rich and cancel his convention showing. But as Rich draws on, a claim he makes about the advice given from law enforcement is not so believable.
So I actually asked the officer if I should make a video about what happened, and he said, yeah, it would be a good idea. It could give us more information and could help us get a lead quicker.
I wouldn't have made a video about it.
So I'm actually asking you guys for some help.
It was this line.
Dude, he shouldn't have made a video about it. Never fucking make a video about anything like this, guys. If you're a content creator, because I know a lot of you guys make your own podcasts, your own videos, stuff like that. If you get a threat like this, don't make a video about it. That lets them know they got you.
That had viewers questioning if Rich was lying. This sentiment was shared on Drama Alert that was reporting the story.
Now, Tech USA said that he went to the police and the police told him
God
to make...
damn, dude. Look how fucking young Keemstar looks right there. Holy shit. God, holy crap. He looks so fucking different right there. Look how young. God. That just threw me the fuck off. Like, he just looks so fucking young. What's up, VJC?
A video so people try to find this person. It seems like a little bit of a stretch. I'm not the only one that thinks it's a stretch.
Even his
voice
voice
is
is
people
different.
have been uploading videos to YouTube claiming that this is just a hoax for exposure.
Whatever the case, Rich on his Facebook was firing back, claiming that the trolls that went after him will be made an example of. Quote, how this shit is handled on the internet has to be changed.
He shouldn't have wrote this shit. I get it. You're trying to take charge and stand up and double down and stuff like this. But guys, please, 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 and this has come from experience too, because in the past I've been doxxed. I've had threats. Don't do it. You know what I mean? If I let you guys know every time I had somebody threaten me or dox me, I'd have a video that I was doxed every month. So just don't do it. All right? Take a lesson from seeing all this stuff from Review Tech and learn from it, because this is not. It's just not good.
And I'm gonna make that change happen. They know I have info and are scared, and they should be. The anonymity of the internet should not be a safe haven for harassment.
Am I not live? Guys, am I not live? Okay, we're here. Guys, it was Review Tech USA. That's the narrative we're going to put right here, guys. That's the narrative that we're going to put out. It was Review Tech USA that took down my stream, right? That's the narrative. Can we say that? That's the narrative. All right. Am I not seeing your chats? Yeah, Tommy, but am I supposed to react to every single thing that you're saying? I'm doing the best I can while I'm watching something. You know, I'm watching a documentary and I'm just peeking at the chat, reacting to whatever I see. And at the moment, whatever's there, I'm reading it. Am I getting DDoS? I better not be. Let's not joke about that. Let's not joke about that. How would I know if I was being DDoSed? Okay, Tommy. If I was being DDoSed, how would I know? I don't know anything about that. All right, let's just chill for a minute. Let's see if let's chill for a minute and let's see if the if the issues that just happened iron themselves out. Let's just see that. Why can't you super chat $1.99? I don't know, Devin, in my YouTube. I don't know. You're just going with the narrative. I'm getting hacked in real time by Corey Feldman. Big fan of Corey Feldman. All right. I think we're good. Are we good now? Are we good now? YouTube farted. All right. Somehow I'm not live, but I'm live. Hi, Busa. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that. Well, it's showing me live. All right. I appreciate it, guys. If y'all want to become a member, like, like Hayabusa just did. You can hit the join button, or you can click down below. You could join. You can even gift memberships. It's a good way to help the channel. So I think we're good to go. Let's continue with this documentary. That was weird. Review Tech is trying to hack me, I guess.
Unquote. Those seeking Rich's demise were confident, enough so that they came forward claiming that they were the ones that sent the threat.
We have Lizard Squad here today, and we also have ReviewTechUSA. Why did you guys make the death threat? Why did you get him kicked from this event?
I remember this. I remember this interview.
Don't you think that's going too far?
No, it wasn't going too far. It was actually our associate, Daryl Boot, who called up too many games and told them basically what would happen if he attended the event.
Whether it was from the infamous hacking group, Lizard Squad, Review Hell USA, or any other of Rich's trolls, his harassment only escalated as more users were coming out to attack him, which Rich continued to
I'm
address.
live, but I'm glitched a
Little
little.
did
Doesn't
they
seem
know
like
Rich
I'm
was more than
glitched. I'm
willing
looking
to
at it.
sink to their level.
Okay, so the sponsor that came up to me fairly recently, and I'm excited as hell.
Okay, so I just found out about this shit with the Shadows government guy. I found out about this because Kino Casino did a video about this, and that was my first time finding out about it. I had no clue about any of this, but this guy's name is literally Shadows government, and he literally has a fucking image of a dude in a fucking shady ass fucking getup, and for whatever reason this went like unnoticed by everybody on YouTube. Like nobody thought, hey, this seems kind of fucking shady.
That we're working together is called shadowsgovernment.com. These guys work with digital forensics, online psychological criminal profiling, and the one I'm going to be talking about the most, okay, is cyber criminal investigation.
Shadow's government was a self-proclaimed white hat hacker. These are deemed ethical hackers who try to expose security vulnerabilities for the companies or individuals they serve or take contracts with. As much as
Like nobody saw this as a red flag.
anonymity is valued in this space, Todd Nicely, the person behind Shadow's government, wasn't so anonymous.
Todd Nicely was arrested after impersonating a doctor at Somerset Community Hospital. But he says there's more to the story. Todd was a patient when he wondered just how secure the hospital is.
Dude, when people are like, I want to try to test how secure something is, let me hack into it. They're insane.
Physically and technically. He runs an online conglomerate of computer hackers from all over the world called Shadows.
As it was quickly found out, Nicely also had several criminal convictions, mostly related to drug possession.
Like, fucking Christ, this guy's fucking whack.
And driving, whether it be under the influence or with a revoked
Yeah,
license.
what year was this,
Rich
guys?
had
Was this
promoted a
2015? So this Shadows government stuff right there, it says July 2015. So how did this slip? I wasn't aware of this until Kino Casino brought it up. What about you guys? Like, I legitimately was not aware of this.
convicted criminal for reasons that soon became apparent when Shadow sent out a bounty. Quote,
What the fuck? So you want to play pirates, huh? Shadows put a bounty on their head. Easy money. $200 for docs on the following Big Cheese Crusaders bullshit group. So he basically was Review Tech's Pitbull. All right.
Shadow is putting out a bounty on their heads. Easy money. Announcement. $200 for docs on the following Big Cheese Crusaders bullshit group. They usually go by Review Hell USA, Review Mussolini, or Review something or other. Unquote. While this is hard to verify with complete certainty, as it only exists through screenshots and videos,
This guy's
there
not
is other
normal.
information that has yet to be wiped, like this Facebook post that can still be found on Rich's Facebook.
Wow. So this came up the other day. JoonTheKing posted, like, I guess the timestamps or something about it. And then Review Tech posted a tweet saying that he never doxed anybody, that this was misinformation, false info, all this shit. And then JoonTheKing replied back with these screenshots saying, oh, yeah? Because, look, he's literally encouraging and thanking people for tracking down and doxing and finding people. They try to hide when they try to hide behind online predators and stuff like this.
Quote,
What's up,
I would
Ian?
like to thank Anonymous, our Predator, and Shadow's government for helping me proactively identify and locate Redacted, aka Review Hell USA. Excellent work, and I can't express my gratitude enough. Unquote.
Here is what happened with that. I forgot about it. I swear on my son I forgot about it. I wouldn't even mention that in that Twitch video. There was a guy on YouTube who was bothering my family and I to the point that I had to get authorities involved. I'm not going to go into details. Basically, they threw their hands up and there was nothing they could really do. Someone said, which ended up being him, that I have that guy's information. Maybe this will put a stop to him. So I was like, okay. I mean, I kind of thought it was bullshit, but I'm like, all right, I'll put it out there.
Archived is Rich posting the pastebin of Review Hell USA. Quote,
This is probably the most damning part of this whole documentary, guys, and this was the gotcha that he had on Review Tech on Twitter the other day.
Docs of the psycho that has been relentless on me. I didn't ask for it, and I strongly
Rich
question
should
its legitimacy.
replace Boogie?
But what the hell?
Ah.
I'm tired of this prick. Unquote.
I don't think they
never
want Rich
doxed
anywhere on that
anybody.
show.
That was the funny thing. I never looked up anyone's information or did anything to get anybody's information. That was just handed. That is all it was. I personally did not get anyone's information. So, it is what it is.
Rich seems confused on what doxing is. Obtaining information is not doxing. Releasing it is doxing. The severity varies on the intent and widespread.
Saying, "Oh, I was just handed the info," is not is still within that, because you could tell somebody, "I don't want that shit." You know how many times since I started beefing with Review Tech that somebody was like, "Hey Eric, you want this info? Hey Eric, I got something about this. Hey Eric, and I'm like, "No, thank you. I don't want to get into that." Like, you could easily tell somebody, "I don't need that info."
Of the information. Contrary to popular belief, doxing can be a crime. In the US, it is classified as cyberstalking and is exactly what Rich was doing. Specifically, posting information or spreading rumors about the victim on the internet or hiring private investigators. After Rich committed this crime, due to the reaction, he took it down, as explained in this Facebook comment. Quote, "Don't get it. People were freaking out. I wasn't threatening the person in the docs, and I wasn't the one who compiled it. But due to the reaction, I took it down. I really just wanted to see if anyone knew anything." Unquote.
That's
Now,
almost
late
like what he
2000
said the other day, a few weeks back when he was on Discord. "If anybody has any dirt on these guys, please send it to me." Like, that's literally, and he goes, "It wasn't me asking for a docs. It wasn't me asking for private." No, when you tell people if you could find dirt, that means do it by any means necessary.
2015, it turned out that the Big Cheese Crusaders were not only targeting Rich, but also Big Cheese himself. For that reason, Rich uploaded a video with Big Cheese in an attempt to quell the unrest.
And while I was streaming, you know, the BC Crusaders, that's what they call themselves. How the hell you crusading me? But they call themselves the BC Crusaders.
What's up,
They
Retro
spammed DDoS my Twitch page, a bunch of followers with
Thank you,
my
Mike.
home phone number, saying that my wife's a whore and then my mom has cancer, and then says I have your mailing address and stuff like that. So it's been pretty much the cyber harassment, cyber attacking towards me.
Guardian says, "You mean Rich hasn't taken June's video down yet?" I guarantee you he's at very least fucking reported it.
What happened with Big Cheese and me, there was a business deal we had. It went sour. But we squashed it within, what would you say, 24 hours of it happening?
Pretty much.
And if we can move on from it, there's no reason for it to keep continuing. And I hope maybe if people realize, oh, wow, Rich and Big Cheese have moved on from this, you know, maybe it isn't as big of a deal as people are trying to make it out to be.
The top comments were criticizing Rich for bringing up the trolls once more. Quote, "No, why did you bring it up? The trolls
He
will
always
return.
brings up trolls.
And you just restarted the cycle, Rich. Rich, this was a bad idea." Unquote. It's difficult to state what effect this video had on the Big Cheese Crusaders. What is known is that at this point, those that were left in the movement were members that truly despised Rich. And as such, they continued to document Rich under a critical lens, seeking to spread word of his transgressions. the newest of which came from a Final Fantasy XIV review.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Rich of ReviewTechUSA, and this is going to be a very interesting video. Square Enix came up to me and asked me to play Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. I suggest you give this game a chance. I think
my audio is cutting in and out. I can't do anything about that. I think that's a YouTube thing. It's showing up fine in OBS for me. Maybe it's just because maybe an audio bit rate or something going on. Just, I'm sorry. I can't stop the stream and fix it out. I mean, I have my settings. It's probably a YouTube thing.
Think you'll really enjoy it. So huge shout out to Square Enix for giving me an opportunity to play this game.
Thank you, Fernando.
And I think they have something awesome on their hands, and now I can see why this game has been praised by so many people.
Rich in the video praised the game, but it was only in the description and the comments that he stated he was sponsored by Square Enix to make this video. That in itself wasn't the entire reason this review was somewhat controversial. It was Rich's prior, unpaid statements about the game.
And they try too hard to be different, and the outcome is games like Final Fantasy XIII, Final Fantasy XIV, and the other garbage they come out with. They're trying to figure out what it is, maybe because they've made a bunch of crappy Final Fantasy games that no one cares about. But beyond the screw-ups they're making, let's talk about all these companies, you know, because they're losing money making AAA games
it's just
because
Cody.
they either...
Thank you so much. Member for 1 month. Can I get a hashtag? It's just Cody. Thank you. It says, listen, let's mud wrestle together. Be a man. I remember Review Tech was trying to do the be a man shit for the longest time. I'm wondering, is it the audio from my mic or is it the audio from the video? Is it my mic that's cutting in and out? Or is it the video that we're watching that's cutting in and out? Or is it all the audio? What's up, Shiva? Oh, God. Holy shit. Shiva with the fucking felting for $5 says, Rich is a better wrestler than ABE because Rich has wrestled his entire life with the fact that he's forever a failure. Jesus fucking Mary and Joseph. That is a feltoning.
Try to rehash the same IP over and over again, or, you know, they try to make a half-ass game with multiplayer
that was good.
And hope it sells 10 million units and it doesn't.
These were likely throwaway lines to emphasize the dislike of Square Enix and the years the videos were created. And being that Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO and changes year per year, Rich could have naturally changed his opinion as the game improved. Though the clips next to each other and the lack of disclosure inside the actual video made for more reason for trolls to dislike Rich, and closed out 2015. 2016 started off just as poorly for Rich. In January, he polled his Twitter audience asking them if he should make a Patreon. No won by a decent
Man, I remember, oh shit.
Get anyone's information.
Hold on, I actually skipped.
It is what it is.
2016 started off just as poorly for Rich. In January, he polled his Twitter audience asking them if he should make a Patreon.
I remember back then, so many people hated Patreon. Patreon's still kind of divisive, but back then, if people had a Patreon, man, you were fucking like in the crosshairs.
No won by a decent margin. Coincidentally, Keemstar posted this video about creators being greedy with their Patreons.
Like, why would you ask your fans for money when you could give money back to your fans? I mean, you're the one that's blessed.
This was a repeat of the situation with the BBC, though Keemstar did not mention Rich by
BJC, thank you for renewing your membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. 19
name.
months.
Rich immediately responded and assumed it was him that
Yours is refreshing lots and then the one you're watching? Well, you do know I'm pausing the video, guys, that I'm watching, right?
Keemstar was talking about. The two then argued about the ethics of donations before the conversation died down.
Yeah, the frames.
That's
I'm probably
when Keemstar
having,
told Rich.
Whatever happened with the internet going out earlier, I think I'm having some kind of bitrate issues or something. Just deal with it. I can't fix it while I'm live. The only way you can fix bitrate is if you end the stream. We're still live. We're talking. We're hanging out.
He was making a general statement that was not specifically targeting him. From here, Rich apologized.
It was weird that my internet suddenly cut out like that. So I hope I'm not getting DDoSed like you guys were joking. I hope I'm not getting DDoSed.
2, 3, 4 times. This apology lasted about an hour. Quote, LMAO. Okay, apology taken back. At Keemstar, really, dude? "I'm done after this, but wow," unquote. Rich was not done after this, as below was a video calling Keemstar out for having a donate button on his stream page, as Rich was equating that to having a Patreon.
What's up, Russell?
The only
I used to play
person that could
RuneScape.
benefit from this nebulous argument was Keemstar, but Rich was too arrogant to see how this back and forth, his flip-flopping from apologizing to then taking the apology back, could hurt him.
Before
Dude, he
everyone
still
freaks
does the
out.
same shit. He still does the same shit.
I have no ill will against Keemstar. This isn't going to turn into some stupid thing.
This turned into a massive back and forth between Rich and Keemstar and eventually escalated into a debate.
Right? He's like, look at Keemstar, I take my apology back. Well, first of all, you apologized because you thought I was talking about you, okay? That's why you apologized, all right? But then you took my apology back because you found that I have a donate button on my stream. Rich, look at, you said just a little while ago that you're not going to be making a Patreon.
Yeah,
Are you 100% you're not going to be making a Patreon?
pretty much, yes.
All right, well, there it is. He's not making a Patreon. So look, you manipulated the situation. You lied 3 times. We've already went over this 100 times. And you know what? Now I've backed you in a corner, and you're not making a Patreon.
You guys
so
are weird.
I'll take
I'm
it as a
literally
win.
just listening to
Anyone
like
else can
30
say whatever
seconds
the
on my
fuck they want. I'll
stream.
take it.
The audio sounds fine to me. What's up, Bigot Armor? Appreciate it. Can I get a hashtag Bigot Army Raid? Thank you, new raiders. Thank you, Bio T Wolf. Thank you, guys. Make sure y'all hit that sub button. Make sure y'all hit that sub button if you're just now joining in from Hypnotic's live stream. I love Hypnotic. I was just in there the other day. We're going to take a pause so we can get all this stuff in here. This is a pretty big raid right here. I appreciate that. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, guys. Hit that subscription button. We just hit 90K subscribers last night, so maybe we could hit even more than that right now. Maybe we could hit 90.1. I know you guys are coming in to give the love, but hit that subscription button too, folks. Hit that sub button. I make the same type of content as Hypnotic. Hit that sub button. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Is Keemstar just a drama guy? He literally runs an account called Drama Alert. Yes. All right. Appreciate all you guys coming in here.
It's a win.
Yeah, of course you're going to take it as a win. You're like making these things and putting them in there to make it as a win. The bottom line is this.
Keemstar's beard was much smaller
Semantics
back
aside, throughout the debate, it was Keemstar's goal to bar Rich from making a Patreon, in which he succeeded, lest he go back on his word. And if this happened in February instead of January 2016, Keemstar would have had more ammunition to use. Not because
Why
of
would
the
it matter if
Patreon,
he made
but
a
because
Patreon?
of these two.
Because back then, Patreon was looked down upon. What's up, Lady Decade? How you doing? Back then, Patreon was looked down upon. Like, anybody that had a Patreon was automatically, like, fucking, like, in the hot seat.
2 tweets. Quote, "I think it's time I released at the RTU Critic's personal info.
Rich is
what do you
watching,
guys
isn't he?
think?
I wouldn't
Let's have
doubt
some
if he
fun.
was watching.
At
That'd
the
be
RTU Critic. I'll make sure to have that
Welcome, new
pic of your
raiders.
kid
If you
in
guys
the
are
docs
new,
too.
hit that
Let's
subscription
make
button.
this a good one."
Appreciate y'all
Unquote.
being here.
Rich claims this was in retaliation to the RTU Critic's doxing and harassing of his family, which included his children, even calling Rich when he was at the gym.
If you're just coming in, I do have slight internet issues tonight, so, and apparently slight audio issues too, so just bear with that.
Though after it came out that Shadow's government had a criminal history, Rich cut ties with
Jake, I'm live reacting and talking. If you want to watch the video without interrupting, you can go watch it without me pausing. Anytime I have a comment, anytime I have something to add on, it's called live reacting. You have to pause so you don't talk over the audio. Dipshit. Now I'm just going to not play it because Jake. I'll stop right now because of Jake. Thank you guys coming from Hypnotic. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Like up the stream. Hit the subscription button. And yeah, we believe in Joe Henry, right?
Shadow and tried to delete as much as he could of what happened. These tweets were soon deleted, though they are still visible through the Wayback Machine alongside the remnants of the RTU critics' campaign against Rich. There were also videos that fans of Rich made combating the RTU critic. This fan made a rap song celebrating the dogs of the RTU critic.
You can't run, you can't hide, you're not going to stop my review tech pride. You could have got boxed, but instead you got doxed.
The RTU critic and Review Hell USA are the same person, alongside a different creator known as Sierra Air.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to expose a traitor to...
This guy right here is one of ReviewTechUSA's like biggest detractors, but he's also a fucking unhinged fucking lunatic, a weirdo. He doxes people. He's fucking insane. The Sierra Air guy.
The Big Cheese Crusaders.
Sierra was not nearly as successful in getting reactions from Rich, but they were successful in keeping whatever was left of the Big Cheese Crusaders together. Clear by the catalog of videos, Sierra was not a very sane person, as it is not typical for someone to upload this many videos about the police or just McDonald's employees harassing them. Regardless, Sierra did get some notoriety from those looking into Rich's most dedicated opposition.
Now, this person that he's adding in this tweet is not exactly as subtle about the threats he makes.
You pause every 20 seconds to retarded. That's what a reaction is. When people have input and stuff like that. Go watch Kino and DSP stream. I guarantee you they're pausing too. You're supposed to pause to talk and give thoughts.
I'm in Ireland. You can't catch me. Rich's personal life will be targeted until he quits. I don't care what the fuck you think about me. I want that man dead in a bog.
Rich's outbursts continue to encourage his trolls. In this live stream, he called one the F word.
This is great.
Dude, I really, I don't care, man. And the thing is if I block you, then you say I'm a pussy. If you stay here, you annoy the shit out of me.
Right there.
Why don't we just meet somewhere? If you have that much of a problem with me, let's meet somewhere and we could, quote unquote, discuss it. If you got that much of a problem, dude, I'm more than willing to meet. You name a place, I'll meet you there. And we could have a discussion. We could discuss anything you want. I will meet you. I will put a fucking flag on my car saying I'm Rich and we can meet there. I don't know, man.
That Periscope? That's Twitter streaming. That was Periscope.
That you come on here all the fucking time. And it's annoying. And if I block you, you get pissed. If I unblock you, you annoy the shit out of me.
This was the pinnacle of controversy for Rich at the time. His strategy of dogs.
Is it a trash react? You've added absolutely nothing to this. I disagree. I disagree. You're the only jerk off in here telling me to not pause to give my input. Think about that.
His worst trolls and publicly making amends.
Are you autistic? I think you are.
Big Cheese seemingly worked in his favor. The worst that was happening to him was when he ate all that a Wall Street Journal article fed him about PewDiePie. An article that was filled with false information.
Dude, I remember that. This whole fucking thing was huge. This was this first apocalypse sucked so much. It was bad.
Rich quickly took this video down and issued an apology.
It's time for me to eat a whole bunch of fucking crow right now.
In Rich's apology,
he doesn't apologize anymore. He literally needs to make a video saying it's time for me to take a minute to apologize anymore. Like he doesn't do that. He did it for Anita. He did it for this PewDiePie thing. He needs to definitely take time to sit out and apologize to everybody. Matter of fact, that should be his next video after today, after the documentary. He needs to come up, hold accountability, say sorry to certain people, and take time off the internet.
He still got important information about PewDiePie incorrect, like stating that PewDiePie wore an SS officer's uniform when the costume he wore was clearly not of German origin. But for this to be Rich's most controversial video for at least a year was an improvement. Though all good things must come to an end, and Rich would find himself with more problems, some of his own creation, others falsified to destroy his character.
So let me get this straight. Rich cries when he gets doxxed.
God, they're showing this fucking idiot too.
But likes it when it happens to other people.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
And he's given out the state that I live in.
At least try to come after me for something I can't instantly debunk.
Jake is
he also
to
gives
you.
out my last name.
Review Tech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
On November 1st, 2017, Rich finally committed and announced he was making a Patreon. With the apocalypse cutting into his revenue, and with his videos full of colorful language and unsavory subject matter...
Dude, I remember that story about that guy raping and killing the mother over Call of Duty. That was fucking wild.
This is what he offered to remain uncensored. While there could have been issues with trolls pointing out him going back on his word and creating a Patreon, as long as Rich did not address it, no one would care. For the next couple of months, hundreds would subscribe to Rich's Patreon as he would thank them for its success. Once it passed over $1,000 a month and remained there for a period,
nice.
Rich made a promise for patron-only streams, but failed to give any details within a timely manner. Then Rich on a live stream stated this.
With the stream, guys, in terms of doing like an exclusive stream for patrons, I don't know if, I know I put that on there. I don't know if I want to do that because I feel like I just feel like I'm being unfair to the rest of my subscribers.
This video was...
He actually looks like he has a little bit of a tan there. Like now he just looks like almost zombied.
Archived and uploaded on a channel that went by Anna Doyle. This is believed to be a sock account of ReviewHellUSA.
Huh.
The video showing the unfulfilled Patreon reward was titled ReviewTechUSA Undelivered Patreon Reward Promises. The only reason it is prominent now is because Rich addressed it.
Now the video is called ReviewTechUSA Undelivered Patreon Reward Promises, and generally when this jackass makes videos, I ignore them. I have better things to do, let them say whatever the hell they want to say. But when you try to make me seem like I'm being a thief, I gotta step in and say something, especially when I have documented evidence proving that I'm not.
Rich's evidence used to debunk Anna Doyle was in the form of a post that stated he was committing to Patreon-only streams. But this was in March. ReviewTech introduced the idea in January and failed to deliver any streams for those 2 months. This issue is so small that it is
I didn't
difficult
follow
to
this
believe...
part. For whatever reason, I really didn't watch ReviewTech much in 2018. But, my God.
Many, if any at all, of Rich's supporters will care about the minutia of this. Anna Doyle's true goal, as it has always been, was to troll Rich, to get a response. And once again, they got what they wanted.
But to everyone out there who's saying that I'm being Panhandler Tech USA and making 8 billion videos about me, I got something for you too.
He's always hated people making videos about him, which is why he got upset when people like me and Kino and you name it were making videos about him. I admit it. I was at that point at 1.2 when I had my first initial wave, but now I don't even give a shit. You were in the video, Henlo? Nice. Oh, wait, no, I was in the video. I thought you said you were. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Panhandle this.
This was just the beginning. In April, the 1316 Killer, a creator that had long criticized Rich, received this screenshot which prompted him to make this video.
So just to let everybody know, I do not have Twitter and I do not have Facebook. I actually put that in a skit that I made today, which will be going up. I don't know if I'll post this today or tomorrow, but take a good look at that.
On screen was allegedly the 1316 Killer's docs. Rich responded by denying that he doxed him. Further tweets demonstrate how the screenshot could have been faked by editing the web page's source code. And as dedicated as his trolls are in archiving every misstep, none of them provided an archive link to the tweet of Rich doxing the 1316 Killer. There is no evidence behind this happening, and being that the 1316 Killer was sent this screenshot means that there is no proof that the text was unaltered. This is not to say that Rich was completely uninvolved in drama. As tensions were rising between Rich and his most dedicated trolls, mysteriously their videos were disappearing, like Anna Doyle's, which is when Rich was asked to show his flagging.
The Patreon streams feel like a bait and switch. I gotta admit, he's not the only Patreon person that makes promises and then doesn't follow through with them. I've even been guilty about it in the past where I don't stick to doing Patreon content as much as I wanted. But to be like, oh, I don't want to do them after all, after you promise them, just, I don't know.
History.
Will you show your YouTube history report like Monday Matt did because there's rumors you reported Anna Doyle? I'm not showing any reports. I didn't report him, but I'm not showing any reports.
With Rich's associate being exposed for flagging videos critical of them, this became the new spearhead against Rich and was utilized by Keemstar in 2018. In an unrelated drama, Keemstar was on creator Andy Worski's stream lambasting Rich for his transgressions.
And every time I see a video from you, it's just stupid fucking opinions. I don't know why you're on the fucking internet anymore. You're dumb, you get everything wrong, you say dumb shit over and over.
God damn, fucking Keemstar fucking felting the fuck out of ReviewTech.
Over again. I'm so sick of hearing your dumb fucking opinions. You need to get smarter before you come on my fucking platform on YouTube and spread your bullshit. Because I'm sick of it. You're dumb. Get smart.
He just called it his platform.
Smarter.
Thank you.
In this conversation, Rich was on the back foot, and so he wanted to make peace with Keemstar. Keemstar was willing under one condition.
Okay, I've calmed down. I understand that you want to make peace and that you're sorry. Olive branch out there if you show your flag history.
Damn, I remember
Rich,
this.
now willing to show his flagging history, pulled it up for all to see.
There you go.
There is
Information about this vehicle.
Wait.
Video is not available.
So yeah, some were deleted. See when they're deleted.
Some were
What's up,
deleted.
Hypnotic?
Those are probably from like 5 fucking years ago.
All right, so ReviewTech sexually assaulted someone. DSP
Yes.
Gaming.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
ReviewTech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
That is a dude who has put out my personal information.
Whose name?
Put
is
out,
Anna?
and he.
Terrible. Man.
And honestly, I wasn't even though I did flag him once, I wasn't even the one who got his channel taken down.
Rich had lied. He did in fact flag Anna Doyle, aka ReviewHellUSA. What's more, with Rich exposed, Keemstar saw the
He's 100% going to flag JoonTheKing's documentary as well. I guarantee you he's going to flag this documentary.
opportunity to dig the knife in further, insinuating that he only goes after people when they are weak.
Most of the shit that I got from you came under, like, in the year 2016 when the whole internet hated me and everybody thought my career was over.
No,
and as soon as I regained, my channel, and now you want to be sorry.
No, I'm not like that.
Though this did provide yet another reason for trolls to continue their campaign against Rich, the internet at large did not care. What helped Rich avoid any of this backlash was his massive success.
$200?
Shortly after this conversation, Rich had his best month on YouTube ever due to some extremely successful videos. This was Rich's shield. Over the next couple years, his videos would easily dominate anyone coming out against him despite his continued missteps. From a live stream covering January 6th to his dating profile being leaked. There was even a video theorizing he had gastric bypass surgery due to his massive weight loss. All of it forgotten because his own videos continue to dominate the search results. In 2022, he even hit 1 million subscribers.
Light Yagami mode? What's that mean? What's light Magami mode? Keem is heated.
It was around this time that he had been using marijuana and had been wanting to significantly lessen his usage.
This is where the marijuana begins.
Like, oh shit, I gotta stream soon. Time to get stoned. And I'm like, oh no. That's not how I want to be. You know what I mean? Two things. Like I said, I'll have it a few times a year like I do drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not...
Holy shit. Oh my god. He'll have it a couple of times a year. Dude, that dude does like how many milligrams of weed a stream now? So he went from barely doing it to fucking being blitzed out of his fucking mind now on a daily basis.
Not like I'm anti-weed now. Like, dude, I think they should make it legalized federally. I'll have it a few times a year. And it did a lot
times
for
a
me.
year.
While Rich had these desires and sought the benefits, like possibly increasing motivation, tragedy struck Rich's life, making it more difficult to quit or do anything else for that matter, as this happening required his entire attention.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news. His daughter is in the ICU at the moment, and he is unable to make videos on the channel.
Now, real quick, I'm not going to shit talk the health situation about his daughter at all. That was very tragic, and I hope she's okay and all that. But I will say this, me telling ReviewTech to get off the internet and go take care of his kids doesn't mean he's a bad dad. It's literally what it said. Stop being unhinged on the internet and go spend time with your family. Go take care of your children. That's not telling somebody that they don't take care of their kids. That's not bringing kids into it. That's not mocking kids. That's literally saying, dude, you're losing it. There's something mentally wrong with you right now. And the last thing you need to do is be on the internet when you're unstable. Just get off of it and go watch a movie. Go make some popcorn. Go buy some fucking McDonald's. Anything but be on the internet. And yeah, he took Twitter off. He's been on Twitter, guys. He's been on Twitter under burner accounts. He's even said that. He's been watching all the videos, everything. He hasn't taken any time off. Even though he says he was gone, he hasn't.
He's unable to live stream. He's going through a lot emotionally, of course.
That was Rich's dedicated editor, Jay, host of the channel JKB that was formerly 3KB or 3 kilobytes. In Rich's absence, Jay would take up the majority of responsibilities of the channel. But this went on longer than initially expected.
I think Jay
Rich's
did a great
daughter
job.
was thought to only need about 1 month of hospital stay, though that was less and less becoming the case.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, Mackenzie, is in the hospital right now with Steven Johnson syndrome, which is rare within itself. There's like 20,000 cases or less each year. The main reason why I'm making this video is that things are going to be different on this channel, probably until I'm saying realistically she's going to be 2 months. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. This is the worst thing I've ever been through.
After several months of turmoil, now in July, the worst of it seemed to be over. But Rich, now being a bit more active on his channel, reflected on his content.
Unfortunately, to put it lightly, and that's an understatement, life had different plans for me. So why things got inconsistent? Because my time was at a premium. I had my 2 sons here full-time for a very long time. And mostly what I stuck to was live streaming. And recently, this is what I'm leading up to. Because my time is still somewhat at a premium.
See,
because
he should have
things aren't
just
fully
taken the time off here. Something this very important, this close to home. And yes, YouTube's his money. That's where his money is. But he constantly uses them as a shield too. Midnight just hit it on the head. He uses them as a shield. He's been very deplorable. He's been ugly towards people. He's not just some innocent guy that's being attacked. And this isn't even me attacking the children.
settled yet. I've brought back news, kind of.
What Rich goes into is his exhaustion of covering surface-level news. He has grown tired of reading articles or glancing at similar media and filming an equally introspective piece, hardly expanding on the original flimsy work. Typically, a creator may make...
All right, if you're tired of making videos about news, but your fans want that, you're in a hard place. I could see that. But if you're tired about making news, stream. Stream anything but DSP, like all the time. Like all you do is stream DSP and Kamala Harris shit now.
These changes because their views are suffering from lack of
He definitely leaves
experimentation.
more angry because he responds to all the trolls. Everybody that's hateful towards him, he just gets all riled up.
The content has grown
What's up,
stale,
Joe?
and in order to survive on the platform, something else must be created. This was not Rich's case.
What's up, Fi?
Even though he was uploading at a much slower rate.
Oh, he absolutely got jealous that Jay started to build a following from his community. Like all the people in Jay's community are from Review Tech, and he was like, "I'm the main guy." He absolutely got jealous about Jay. That there's no doubt about that.
Than he had in the past couple of years, his views hardly suffered from his departure. This format is successful and easy to produce. But after over a decade of doing this, Rich has had enough and seeks to produce higher quality content.
I want to do more high production value stuff. I actually have stuff in the pipe.
Plot twist, he still hasn't done any high production stuff.
Like behind the scenes. I talk about it somewhat in live streams, but I don't want to bring it up here because when it's ready, it's ready. I've learned to not overpromise and underdeliver.
He
Rich is
literally
rather
does that still.
unspecific about his projects, but he does say he wants to create evergreen content, or videos that windows of interest are not dated. The fatal mistake was that he was killing his main channel by slowing down the legacy news content without testing any of this evergreen content to know if his format would even succeed. And then months went by. There was nothing but his typical uploads at a slower rate. But he did have another announcement, a shout out to a different project.
Upload to shout out my other music channel where I upload hip-hop records that I produce. God, I couldn't sound any more corny saying that, but no, I'm not kidding.
Rich's music channel, El Capo, is not popular. The rudimentary AI art would be off-putting to a typical user. Rich is spreading himself thin and is aimless. If he wanted to succeed and remain on the platform, he would not be doing this. At the very least, he would be creating the high-production content he speaks so much of. The fact of the matter is, channels on YouTube can die as fast as they rise. And for Rich to throw away a surefire way to remain relevant or entertaining on the platform is dangerous. Not just for the money, but because, for the most part, he was in control. There is a space for Rich to continue to exist online without the need to create new videos. And that would be in the same vein as creators like Boogie2988 or Wings of Redemption. These are creators that have long lost their original supportive audiences and have them replaced with viewers who mock and troll them without end. These are known as lolcows, and Rich was quickly on the path to exist only as one, especially when entering needless feuds like he did with Does It Play at the end of 2023. This all started from this video.
If you're lucky, you may just get an unfinished version of the game that might be playable but broken. A lot of times you get these games home.
Rich was making the argument that current-day games are all released as a broken mess that require immediate patches in order to exist in a playable state. The same day of this video's release, Rich streamed and was challenged on this premise.
Does it play? Right here, they're real. And let me show you one else.
Does It Play is a website that tests whether games play in their unaltered state, meaning offline playability. Rich was now displeased with them because someone with 2 likes on Twitter challenged Rich on a statement about games being unplayable without patches. His major grievance was that Does It Play was one of those 2 likes.
I don't remember any of this.
Name a game, Does It Play, that you get from the store that there is not a multi-gigabyte update for. Go right now and get me one. That's from this current generation.
Rich, in his confidence, bet money that he was correct.
I'll pay them $2,000. $2,000, get a game from the store, Does It Play, that doesn't require an update.
Rich added the circumstance that it had to be a AAA game. But even so, his loss was set. Just a day later, Does It Play responded with Super Mario.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. He got fucking owned. Dude, why was he so fucking hot about that?
RPG. Rich was prompted to retort, now arguing that the game industry is full of important day one patches. But that was not the argument. Quickly, other creators jumped in, correcting
Dude, Muda always fucking felts Review Tech and Boogie all the fucking time.
Rich. The responses were getting far more likes than Rich's own posts. As Rich kept tweeting, the responses were growing in numbers and virtually only against him. It was only on his stream later that night, after an hour debate from a guest arguing on behalf.
Oh, absolutely, Devin. He made a video of advice towards Boogie and DSP and Wings and them, and every single fucking thing that he did, he advised against, he's done and still is doing.
Behalf Does It Play, Rich admits defeat.
So, here, on the 4th of each month, today's the 3rd, you'll pay $2,000. There you go.
This is where it should have ended, but already Rich was tweeting about a big surprise video, ruining the surprise with another tweet stating, quote, "Meh, at Does It Play 1 was wrong about this. It's all good. The money went to a good cause." Unquote.
I didn't know Modern Vintage
This
Gamer
was in
does
response
music.
to Jay's tweet,
I do
claiming
like
that
the
Super Mario
Exposed
RPG does have a game-breaking bug. Seeing Rich's discontent in what should have been an already settled situation, Does It Play tweeted at Rich additional examples that fit his criteria. Rich tweeting, quote, "Yeah, but you used the Mario RPG as an example to make me quote-unquote fork over the money. And it has a game-breaking bug that Nintendo is putting out an emergency patch for. Hopefully my funding can allow you to not
You want a Turkey Tom doc like this? Honestly, I haven't followed much about Turkey Tom. I've heard about him, but I don't know much. I would have to be brought up to all the Turkey Tom lore.
A crucial mistake like this again. Glad I got to support your cause. Unquote. Tweet after tweet, response after response, Rich only dug himself in deeper. What goodwill he regained by donating the promised money was quickly being lost, and then he posted the video addressing it.
Hello everybody, I'm a proud Does It Play $2,000 financial supporter, and there are games that don't need updates, but the one they showed, they were wrong about, and that was Super Mario RPG. They said that, look, here's a AAA game that doesn't need an update day one. It works right out of the box, except for the fact that it has a game-breaking bug, Super Mario RPG.
The top comment of this video disputes Rich's statement about it being a game-breaking bug, as it is still very much completable without an update. Even so, Does It Play provided other examples that went unchallenged. For these reasons, all the top comments were against Rich. Quote, Rich is way too into internet drama for a man his age. As a longtime fan of your content,
Gucci
Rich,
Gang, what's up, dude? It's been a minute. Says, not to be mean, but why are locals notoriously obese? Honestly, because all they do is sit at a computer. I'm not like super obese. I'm plump, but I'm not like ReviewTechUSA levels. He shouldn't be wagering so recklessly, especially after his daughter was needing medicine stuff, right? You lost 2K. Mario All-Stars on Switch still 1.0. Oh.
This video could have honestly stayed in the drafts. Been watching your videos for years. This is easily the most embarrassing thing you put out, and I'm saying that to a guy who gets high and takes his shirt off on stream. Unquote. The last comment was not even commentary on only this situation, it was on Rich as a whole. Rich's streams only seem to be poisoned by his gimmicks, like the frequent use of a soundboard that's mainly used for this applause sound.
So anyway, there's a new LolCow podcast starring me. Let me go piss real quick. I promise I won't spam the applause. I know I'm overdoing it.
Does It Play ended up refunding?
Hey, spoiler alert, he still spams the applause button.
Rich's money without his consent announced by this tweet. Quote, unfortunately, due to reasons unknown to us, we have found ourselves in the middle of a bit of a social media drama we clearly shouldn't have engaged with. Unquote. This is how Rich's 2023 was ended. Even so, 2024 was off to a much worse start. Rich's channel wasn't just dying, it was also...
Man, my channel was in a pretty low spot for quite some time, but Rich's downfall is pretty fucking, like, train wreck to look at.
Being prepared for a feast, with the predators he thought he was toying with lying in wait.
And if anyone is responsible for Phil pressing the eject button, it's you fucking weirdos. And it's not the whole detractor community. A lot of them like me. But there is a portion that despise me. Because you know what it is, Jay. Jay's watching, my editor. They have channels that are dedicated to Phil. What's going to be the topic now?
Rich has a history of talking about lolcows.
Like, yes, I talk about Phil in 90% of my streams.
In this situation, Rich is proposing that a consequence of an upcoming documentary on the infamous creator Darkside Phil by documentarian Mike Klum would be that the detractors of Phil will need to slow their production of content down or they discourage Phil.
Who's the funniest lolcow? ReviewTech, Darkside, Shift, Wings, or Low Tier God? I don't know who Shift is. But... you know, the Wings that we see on Lolcow Live is different than the Wings that we see on his own streams. I would say out of those, Rich is the funniest. Low Tier God would be second. I don't know who Shift is.
From dropping the project. Engaging in this conversation with detractors of Phil is a terrible idea for a multitude of reasons. First is that as Rich criticizes Phil, it becomes apparent that many of his criticisms are also applicable to himself. Second, he is engaging and antagonizing trolls. Third, his channel is on a steep decline, with his typical viewers appearing less and less, and more and more trolls gaining interest in Rich. Their voices grow louder, and so does their control of him.
I know there's some people who exist, they hate Phil. To an unhealthy degree. They're just as bad, if not worse, than Phil's dents. and they're like so caught up in their hatred of him they don't.
So
even
this is when
fucking
he went
realize
after
it.
the fucking
That
detractors.
watermark, Snortmania, is from a troll channel that is known as Snort Hogan that mainly covers Darkside Phil. Now Snort Hogan has his talons sunk in on Rich, re-uploading Rich's stream segments that have him speaking on trolls. And though some of Rich's words ring true, they are being twisted intentionally by the inflammatory title of the video to both garner the attention of Rich and drive opposition towards him. And it worked.
I told
Honestly,
you.
Honestly, I'm surprised him going after detractors didn't backfire even more. Like, I think part of that is because he hasn't really been streaming that often. He just recently got back to it. He hasn't been uploading. If he was making daily streams and daily content, I think Snort and Duty and all of them would 110% be covering his content a lot more often.
Goddamn told you. And all of you cried like bitches. You're more of Dents than Phil's Dents. Cry.
I quote this all the time. Even when I'm not on the live stream or whatever, when I'm at home, sometimes I'll just randomly be like, cry harder. I do quote this.
Cry hard, Snort Hogan. Cry hard, Cult of Hate. Keep crying because I was right and you were wrong. Kiss my fucking ring and bow before me,
I do
you
say cry
motherfuckers.
harder,
Rich
Snort
in this
Hogan.
video was celebrating that he was correct that Phil did indeed cancel the My Clum documentary. But that wasn't particularly insightful, being that most saw this as the likely case anyways. What matters is that Rich was growing ever more restless and combative with the trolls. This clip alone would appear in every one of Snort Hogan's videos from now on, but this was only the start.
You lost how many subs?
I lost
lost
about
100?
200 people.
From what? And
Twitter.
Also,
The loss of his followers was likely from this Twitter space that he hosted.
The only thing I will admit, because I have to admit when I'm wrong, is I overestimated that there was going to be a troll war. Okay, I'll take that L.
He
But
sounds
even
weird
down
when he
to
does
the
these
fact
like,
that the
spaces and
trolls blamed me, which I screen capped, for him canceling the Mike Clum documentary.
Rich was on a warpath.
So, some of Phil's dented detractors have said to me, today is the day
That's
of
when you know Review Tech is literally like at most unhinged, is when he does a phone video. Like anytime he does like a vertical phone video, that's when you know he's fucking melting down. Especially when it's in the car. Remember when he was on side scrollers and he was fucking melting down in the car? He had to pull over.
God. How could you be so mean on the day of God? So I said to myself, you know what? I will say a prayer. Lord Jesus, please pray for these lost souls and tell them to come suck my dick.
Detractor dents, they're different than detractors, for giving me a healthy amount of good, solid content for Jay and I this evening.
So well, first off, I'm going to start off with an apology if you follow me on Twitter. You probably thought that I have lost my mind over the past 24 hours. I have not. It was by design.
Shift is a SpongeBob speedrunner that threw away his life for... I don't know anything about Shift. I'll have to look up to him.
Was done to farm motherfucking dumbass pieces of shit for content, and congratulations, they did it.
Congratulations.
It cannot be overstated how bad antagonizing Phil's detractors was at this time when his views were still going severely downhill. And now Rich was set in abandoning his channel's mainstay content altogether.
It has to die, Jay. The news has to die.
Joon made a Low Tier God
go away.
documentary?
There's no one that could convince me out of it this time.
In February, he restated his commitment, stating that he wants to make video game retrospectives.
I'm actually joined today by Jay. He's my editor, and those will be projects from, not to sound corny, from the heart. I don't want to hire outside script writers. I want it to be from us.
At this point in time, Rich has made more videos brainstorming what he wants to make than the actual videos he wants to make. This is never a good sign, and Jay, Rich's editor, saw what others did, and so Jay continued to try to convince him to keep doing the news videos. But Rich did not relent, and things went from bad to catastrophic.
Listen, I'll end it with this. My fat ass will go fucking.
This was bad when he went on to Locale Live, did this victory lap after the whole Jay nonsense. This was bad. I jumped in again because he posted that Facebook post calling Jay a parasite, and I gave my take on video. I'll show you guys the DMs, actually. You guys want to see DMs? I'll show them in a minute. Rich came to me in my DMs accusing me of leaking his private Facebook, and he was like yelling at me about it. When I told him no, I didn't leak it, he said, okay, cool, we're cool. And then I guess that evening or the next day, him and Jay were cool again. And then like a week or two later, that's when Jay and Rich were really done for the first time. And Rich did this live stream where he did like the victory lap and the, you know, sweet victory, whatever the fuck, and that JKB was done and blah, 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 blah. And then like he had like an unhinged stream where he called me a talentless hack and all this crap. So I made a video defending Jay. Then I fucking said, hey, I'm cool. We're all cool. Everything good. Then a week or so later, he attacked us again. And then that's when I was like, fuck you. Because he said, it's not about JKB anymore. It's about Rich and the shit that he said about me and the way that he's behaving towards me now and how he thinks that he's fucking one-upping me and crap. Don't you come at me if you don't have enough fucking ammo. If you're asking your Discord to dig up dirt, if you're fucking trying to mock my wrestling, if you're trying to say other bullshit about me, if you're making full dedicated streams and crap, which he deleted, be prepared for the fucking clap back. All right? I'll show you guys the DMs and everything. I don't give a fuck. I'll show the DMs. But I was out of it until he pulled me back in. And the only reason why I'm involved now is because he hasn't fucking manned up and apologized to me.
Bankrupt getting the prettiest suit. I will go there with a smile on because you know what?
There is an absolute shitstorm coming out right now.
It'll do.
So oh, let's go. I fucking was looking from the public stuff in the Discord. All right? I was looking from the public stuff in the Discord. This wasn't me hacking. This was me waking up and going to Discord and seeing all this.
Destroy your reputation, and I'll get publicity out of it because a giant pussy from Canada wanted to sue me because his feelings were hurt. Like, you come here.
He's over here like, oh, you guys are painting this false narrative. Newsflash, buddy. Everything that's out here, this narrative that's in the public, was created by you.
As it was coming out, late February, Jay was no longer working for Rich, and his firing was far from amicable. 8-Bit Eric, a relatively small channel, was covering this situation as it was evolving in Jay's Discord. And just as Rich had done to Big Cheese, he was making Facebook posts cryptically talking about the situation.
From Richard on his Facebook, it says, I need to be able to afford my rent. Proceeds to buy parts to upgrade the gaming PC I gave him, and dude got paid by me on top of that. I guess money magically floated out of thin air. Miracles do happen. Man, oh man, get fucked, my boy.
Rich deleted that post.
So, I only showed what was posted in the Discord. And Rich, shortly after that, accused me of leaking his Facebook, which... Let me see if I can pull this shit up. I'm going to pull it up. I know it's not... looked in a positive light to show DMs. Oh. You know what? I can't even show him because I'm not verified. Since he pays for YouTube, I can't show the DMs. Wow, that's fucked. So I can't go back to the archive and look at the old shit that I did with like the messages from ReviewTech. I'll post those in a video. I promise I will make a video showing the DMs of him accusing me of leaking his private Facebook. I promise I'll show that. All right.
Post and apologized. But in that same apology, he still belittles Jay.
Richard comes out and says, you know what, I deleted the post. Instead of making a public shit show, may the best man win, and by best man I mean I'll win. I do better without parasites attached to me anyway.
This was quickly gaining attention, and there are a lot of smaller supports that build up this falling out. Though it appeared sudden, there were a few reasons Rich was combative. On Rich's side, he was annoyed that Jay did not want to create shorts for Rich's streaming channel. The reason Jay refused was because of lack of direction in this request. Rich's streams are full of dead air and generally lack substance. To ask Jay to scrub multi-hour long streams for usable clips, it did not win him over. But that was while Jay was still employed. There were also elements around the firing, like that the firing came from a text message, and that Jay was fired on his birthday. There was also the matter of the retainer. As Jay stated, they had a deal in the case that Jay was fired that he would be owed a full month's pay.
Would I do a Rich interview? No.
Rich initially did not want to honor this.
I put this in place because he was a nightmare to work with and unreliable at times. When he was told that he would have to pay me this, he said I was extorting, and he paid me half, leaving me in shock. He then brought the PC, which wasn't a gift. It was meant for me to work on his show and bring in money for both of us.
Rich had very recently given Jay a PC, though it was clear that this was for work. Rich was using this as leverage to not commit to the payment he was promised. What's also interesting about this computer is that Rich cared so little about it initially that he was going to give it away to Darkside Phil.
See, this was the interesting fucking thing. The fact that it's the PC going to Phil. And this clip right here, if they show the rest of it, when he jokes and says he's going to use it to track DSP is so weird. What's up, Darkside Flo? Yeah, if you take a fucking shot at me, you better fucking hit me right in the eyes, motherfuckers.
The computer right now.
What's
Eventually,
up, Crimson?
I have a friend, another friend up in Canada. I'm going to give it to.
The reason Jay got the PC was because Darkside Phil refused it, possibly fearing that it may have spyware. This escalated well into March. On March 5th, Jay tweeted, quote, I want to say that yesterday Rich sent me a bunch of really terrible audio messages that made it clear how he feels. I am done.
See,
I can't.
So the first initial video when I came out saying, you know, Rich called him a parasite, blah, 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 the next day they made up. We were cool. Then Jay posted this. And then later that evening, that's when ReviewTech made the stream attacking both me and Jay, and that's when I went back into it. Don't you guys think that it's still about JKB anymore?
I can't deal with nonsense anymore. I've been worried how this will look for him. I didn't want to have to say anything again, but I am done trying to help him. Unquote. In a different tweet, Jay stated that he wasn't going to read them, but to ask Rich to play them on his show. Jay then tweets that he is done with the situation once more.
Since it's out there, you know what, Jay?
That's the stream.
I'll play the messages.
Do you realize
this unhinged stream right here is where he started attacking, and that's when I went back.
How much damage you not getting a $500 when you've gotten so much extra from me throughout the years?
There's not much substance in these initially private voice messages. They recap the drama and include some belittlement of Jay. However, Rich was furious that Jay exposed their existence, and now having paid Jay the money owed, he saw it fit to go after him rather than let things die down. Here, Rich provides reasons why Jay was not the best employee, including the times he refused to make clips and shorts for the channel.
You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management, and I will own that. But again, you stayed. How many times did I give you extra shit, extra money?
This was the infamous unhinged stream where he attacked Jay, he tagged me, so then I went back and I clapped back and fucking made all these videos, and then we went on to Local Live shortly after this.
And this is all he had against Jay.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to block him and move on.
This was a lie. Though Rich lacked ammunition, he sought to continue the feud.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. That's not jealousy saying that. When you used to sit there and sound like your balls were getting grabbed. JKB back with another video.
By the way, JKB does the JKB back with another video to parody Metal Jesus Rocks. How many of you guys are familiar with Metal Jesus Rocks? Metal Jesus goes, Metal Jesus Rocks back with another video. So JKB does it. That's a good quote, Retro Nook.
You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor. You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management. Now, dude, I admit all the fucking time when I'm in the wrong with stuff.
Down
all
here.
the time. I eat crow all the time when I fuck up. I'm not admitting it with this one. The heights I'm going to go to, because this is put a fire under my ass like you wouldn't believe, are going to be incredible.
This drama was coming out during Rich's worst...
Hey, spoiler, he didn't reach any heights.
...performing month this year so far. But Jay also wasn't done, because he did a podcast breaking down what happened.
So let's get this straight. He said, I'm a parasite. Then he made a stream about it and said, I stand by what I said. And then days later, he apologized. He said, I shouldn't have done that. And now where are we at? I don't even know, because it's like being on a roller coaster that spins. Yeah. I don't even know what direction we're in when it comes to what he's talking about.
As poorly as Rich continued to handle this, there were moments where Jay prodded Rich, excusing these prods as jokes. Like when he made a channel called Review Tech Canada after being fired. This channel was removed after a day.
That pissed Review Tech off so bad.
Being that Rich has had various detractor channels that follow him intently that are spin-offs of his channel's name, this could be seen as a strike at Rich. There was also the firing on his birthday that, while accurate, was getting the criticism that he was victimizing himself.
Well aware of it.
And it was supposed to be like a public joke where people went, oh, he's Review Tech Canada for a day or whatever on his YouTube channel. I changed it literally for like 20 hours. My first stream was called I'm Fired on My Birthday, which is what technically happened. You know, and it was a joke.
In the overall picture, it did not matter because Rich was far more aggressive and a dam was beginning to leak. As Rich previously brought forward all reasons why Jay should be disliked, users were finding more and more reasons why Rich should be felled. This was becoming a rabbit hole as one event was hooked to another, and slowly his controversial history was being dug up, like this podcast that he did with Jay.
How many times did he bring up people hate him?
Yeah,
you know, during the streams. Constantly. He in the last, like, I'd say 6 months, if you go back, he was proud of the fact that people didn't like him. And when we would stream together, and this is something I never talked about, he had Ethan Ralph's ex-wife on the show, quote unquote.
This was an event that happened just 2 months ago in the period that Jay and Rich still streamed together.
Yeah, today Jay said that the IP was traced, or like the IP was featured on a stream, I guess, behind on the screen, and that an IP from New York contacted the computer. So, you know, he didn't come out directly and say that it's Rich. He was kind of skirting around it. He was circling, like he didn't want to blame Rich for anything. But come on, it's obvious.
Ex-wife of a controversial creator was interviewed. Naturally, it was a troll that strung Rich along for nearly 30 minutes. The troll then linked the call to a different troll that Rich willingly accepted.
Did you ever see that time where because you kept mentioning the hard R before, did you ever?
Dude, that guy's voice sounds like fucking, the guy that co-hosts the Bruce Pritchard podcast. What's the guy's name? Who here listens to Bruce Pritchard's podcast? This guy talking sounds just fucking like him.
See, when he was talking about the hard R?
Yes.
It meant something different when he said it.
Yeah, was that the video you're talking about?
You know that hard R means... Well, I don't want to say it, but...
Well, we said rape before.
Yeah, okay, so I can say it? Are you saying I can say it?
Yeah, you could say it.
You're giving me the pass? Hard R means...
The troll goes on to say the N-word, and Rich and Jay fully understand the situation they were in. More of these moments that make Rich a fool would come to light if he continued this crusade. And it seemed that Rich was fully committed to do so, as he announced he would be on the podcast Locale Live, but then walked it back soon after.
We're doing a video on my channel, and we're both going to be candid. We're going to be professional, we're going to be civil, no one's going to yell. Yeah, I'm not going to do the Locale podcast. This is better. Not going to go on there.
This video did not come, and the truce lasted only 4 days. It was this tweet of Jay.
This happened like twice, and each time that it happened, I was like, okay, cool, I'm done, whatever. And then he'd come back, and he would start fucking attacking everybody, and pulled everybody back into it when we'd move on.
that possibly reignited the flame, stating that he was going to do an interview with Darkside Phil, but it was going to be
This
a positive
triggered
one
Rich
because
hard.
he was sick of all the negativity. Rich sought to ruin this opportunity by exposing the time Jay talked negatively about Phil. Rich then went on to tweet that Jay tried to extort him over the phone, but being that it wasn't recorded, there is no existing proof. Jay then responded to Rich, and this soon became back and forth. Rich stated that his channel would outperform Jay's a year from now, and Jay responded by saying that Rich has a clear advantage, while adding that he would not recommend working for Rich. This ended with Jay calling Rich a crazy ex, and also calling him by a nickname, Dickie. Just like the fake ex-wife Rich interviewed, this was also a nugget into Rich's humiliating history. Specifically, this old video of Rich talking about one of his prior jobs where a strung out coworker gave him a disparaging nickname.
He continues on and goes, even better. Even better. I'm gonna call you Dickers. You are Dickers!
Because of the resurfacing of this nickname, Dickers is what detractors of Rich would derisively refer to him as. In retaliation to Jay's tweet, Rich finally went on the Locale Live podcast where he breaks down the situation.
What I'm saying is, when I hear your point of view, I'm on your side. I would really like Jay to get here to hear Jay's point of view on this, but
I would love him here too.
So Keem eventually came down to my channel, and when I told him my point of view in the whole situation, he understood a lot better. And since then, he's kind of stayed away from ReviewTechUSA. He's kind of like, you know, just whatever, fuck this guy.
Everything that I'm hearing, I have to side with Rich.
Though Keemstar points out that Jay was not present to deliver his point of view, he does side with Rich. And with Rich now feeling justified and victorious, he makes it
Which, by the way, if you go on my channel, you could see it. It's on there. Once I told him the side of the story, he's like, oh, okay.
Clear that he is done with
because Rich was going in there painting himself as the victim, the one who didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't giving all the details. He was really on there just to try to control a narrative.
Drama, even considering the times he said he was done before, to then only jump back in.
I am going to say to people, please refer to this, whatever episode this is. That's it. Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to, like, I'm done. Like, yeah, I know I've went back and forth out of anger.
Rich also reveals a few details of this upcoming high-quality project that is supposed to set the tone for the future of his channel.
This high-quality project was
retrospective on the industry and how it's fucked right now, and it's about 40 minutes long, and I, to the best of my ability, tried to make it, like, as close as I can.
Industry as in, like, YouTube, or, like, industry like
gaming?
Now, some people were talking about the lag. Yeah, the stream's lagging because it got disconnected earlier and it reconnected, and it's just discombobulated stuff. So there's definitely a lag or a delay between you guys and me where I'm at. So just bear with it. I can't do anything about it. Trying my best. I do appreciate you guys all being here. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that sub button. We're already almost at 90.1K. I would appreciate that. I'm having a great fucking night. And also, if you guys want, join my Discord. I'm going to spam it in the chat real quick. Go to that link, click that Discord, join it, and let's have some fun. We've been talking there. We've been shit-talking ReviewTechUSA and all sorts of stuff in there.
Gaming, how it's changed and how the industry right now is, like, in limbo, kind of like me. And it's fucked, and I kind of just go and I just went balls deep into it. So it's like 40 minutes long.
His description of this project was very broad, but that wasn't what Rich was talking about now on his stream.
Dude, I was on the Locale podcast today. I put the final nail in Jay's fucking live streaming career.
See, this, when he was saying the final nail, victory, sweet victory, he did all this shit. He fucking got all unhinged and melted down, started talking shit, brought me back into it. I was done.
I'm feeling pretty good, actually. No, it'll never be worked out. We will never be friends again.
Rich, still in this high, now challenges 8-Bit Eric.
I ruined one career. Let me ruin another one. You're trying.
See, I stayed away. I said, cool, they're cool. And then he fucking came after me again. That's why I'm in it still.
Trying to hurt my fucking career, so come on the show. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2 today.
8-Bit Eric responds the same day, confused at Rich's challenge.
You said sorry to me. You sent me an apology. Apology didn't mean jack, because look how you're acting. It's a cycle. You need help. All right?
Perhaps this is a mental lapse, though Rich doesn't seem to think so.
You're right. I have to admit, because that I'll be no better than I do need help.
He needs fucking help.
I have more issues now. I've always had issues, I'll admit it. I have more issues now, especially after the events that happened. And it does reflect in things.
The cherry on top was Rich's reason for feeling vindicated was his appearance on Locale Live. But that was not even uploaded officially to their channel.
I forgot the episode isn't up yet. A lot of you don't understand. I'm sorry.
There was at least a few days of silence. This could have ended here, but then Jay, on his live stream, received a donation from what appeared to be a first glance a random fan.
Hey, Jay. I love the show and think you're doing a great job. However, I think it's disingenuous that you said that Rich copied your humor. Why lie?
Yeah, I didn't lie. I don't know about the part. I never said that Rich stole my humor. I said that Rich and I developed all the humor together.
Jay is suspicious about this donation, likely looked at the PayPal address, which confirmed his suspicions.
Are you kidding me? Okay. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Jay, in disbelief that Rich would do something this stupid, held off on
Which, if you become a
his
channel
audience
member, we have a Michelle Shoguchi emote, by the way, for anybody that becomes a channel member.
Streamed as usual until he was interrupted by another donation.
Why did you not go on a show with Rich when Rich went on the Loco podcast? He's awful. But if you had nothing to hide, why evade going on a stream with him? You went on a podcast. Wouldn't it be better to clear the air with him there?
And then another.
Oh,
when this was going on live in real time, JKB was messaging me and he was like, dude, you won't believe what the fuck's going on.
And another.
Maybe you won't come on a stream because you have a lot to hide.
Oh, man. White Lando says, I wonder who that actually is. And somebody else says, people have no life. Anyways.
This was brought to the attention of Rich, who then openly admitted those came from him.
If I wanted to, you know...
W for Dickers?
Say something, I wanted to be a sexy lady. Enjoy the money, Jay. That's all you gotta worry about.
This was all happening while Rich was killing his channel. He had very few allies, and even the Locale podcast that he thought
I wonder if they're going to show the episode that I went on with Rich. I bet they don't.
Vindicated him were not so supportive.
Dude, his show is garbage. So I'll click on it every once in a while to see what's going on, right? And every time I'm on there, he's playing with his boobs, and he's got chickens, and he's making gay jokes. Like, I'm going to fuck my editor. Like, I'm going to fuck you in the ass, and it's going to feel... It's like, what? What is going on?
For the 5th month in a row, his views were on a fast decline. What was meant to bring them up was his high-quality video that he had been promoting for several months now.
This video
It was unfortunate it released on April 1st. These are the first 14 seconds of the video with absolutely no alteration made.
Ban Amber Heard's turd, please.
Try to relax your anus. It's time to talk about my man history.
This nearly 40-minute long video that was his gaming retrospective was a phenomenally terrible video. It is presented as Rich's retrospective, but Rich was not anyone prominent in the gaming environment nor introspective, so for him to select himself as the porthole already severely limits interest and relatability as it makes it largely about himself. On that note, it is full of inside jokes and clips that even when understood do nothing but interrupt the video. The pacing is also entirely off. Instead of an intro or hook, it opens with a disorienting mess of sound effects and commercials.
Yeah, guys, I've already addressed. There's a little bit of delay because the stream disconnected earlier. When it disconnected, so it caused a delay. And the cutting of the audio, I listened, I didn't hear any cutting, but some of you guys are saying there's cutting. It's just happening with it. Maybe pause it. then push play or click the little live button on the bottom left. Can't do anything about it.
His tone throughout was unconfident and confused. It also has detractive full-length ads of the products he was talking about, not to mention his own cutaways.
Oh, yeah.
The comments were all criticizing this work. Quote, I had to make sure I wasn't signed to Netflix.
No
this
shit.
man hyped up this video saying it would be 40 minutes long.
Yeah, he said it was going to be a Netflix quality production. It was far from that.
And most of it is just trailers to make a 5-minute video longer. I think this video was way overhyped. I thought we were gonna get an actual video essay with a solid script and good editing. This only feels like a regular RT rambling video, but longer and some random clips. Unquote. Rich's video was not entirely without value. It still provided a decent amount of entertainment, just not in the way he
The
anticipated.
chuckle, it sounds like a bullfrog.
Read this one, man. That's a great one.
I love me some Kino Casino.
I can see why you had an editor before, because this is a rough cut at best. And honestly, you being high out of your mind is extremely distracting.
That was from the Kino Casino live stream, segments of which are uploaded to their Clips channel on YouTube. As Rich's channel was dying, his own videos were fighting a losing battle against various channels tearing him down. Searching ReviewTechUSA now will return some of his videos, but mostly the Kino Casino clips and Snort Hogan's own videos.
Look, RGT was there too.
I'm gonna call you Dickers. You!
He gets get called Dickers every day at work. You're Dickers.
Why would he tell that story?
Telling this story of when you got pressed.
The dam finally broke all at once. The Kino Casino was resurfacing the Big Cheese drama, Rich's doxing, the Newegg fiasco, the times his mother interrupted the stream,
hard on Rich.
theories
I
about
love
his
it.
weight loss.
I always binge watch all of their Dickers cover, the iDubbbz cover.
Falling out with Jay, all of his history and more like his dating profile, even looking into when his Discord server had an NSFW section, and a user
That's been swept under the rug. The NSFW Discord shit, that has been swept under the fucking rug, and not enough people are calling that out. Not enough people are calling that out.
uploaded imagery that wasn't taken down.
He shows, hey, like 4 years ago, the mods were added about this and they swept up the lolicon. And he asks, why did you keep lolly on your public channel, Rich, for years?
Additionally, there was this video of Rich shouting in a mall to win an online spat.
All right, everybody, I'm spreading the breaking news that the quartering is a giant pussy in public.
This was
So, here we go.
cringe. This quartering video.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody. I have breaking news. The quartering is a giant pussy.
I would have been like, bro, I'm in the mall. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
That's all.
The Kino Casino was covering Rich's history and watching
That's
his live
funny,
streams
Rohan.
heavily during the month of April. As it turned out, Rich was watching them as well.
Oh, but wait.
So was he...
Did he have it open by accident?
I think he had it open by accident, and then our stream started playing.
No way.
Like our pre-stream.
Dude, he did that before too with me. Way before this whole beef with me and him. I remember he was on a stream, and out of nowhere, I heard my voice talking. He accidentally started auto-playing one of my videos, calling out Call of Duty for taking the Nick Merckx skin out of the game when he said, leave the children alone. So Dickers always spies on anybody that has opposing opinions of him or whatever. He spies everywhere.
That is her. He had her stream open, bro. You're right.
The importance of this catch was that both Rich's stream and the Kino Casinos were live simultaneously. The Kino Casino dug up some minor drama and titled their stream ReviewTechUSA Exposed. Rich, likely seeing this, decided to address what he thought the drama was. A miscalculation that opened up a can of worms no one knew about but him.
All of a sudden, I'm looking in Dropbox, and if you have the Dropbox
This was
app, for those
another
of you
thing
who are
that's being swept under the rug. His contradictions on it, saying that Andy Worski did it and that it was a second phone that fell down, all this. He hasn't been called out hard enough on this, and he's trying to say he's exonerated. He's trying to say he's exonerated because Jay said there was nothing in the thing.
Familiar. You see like the recent,
up,
you know,
Crystal?
whether it be apps or files that you've been using, and I'm like, why the f am I seeing pictures of my ex's other kids?
What Rich just admitted was that his Dropbox was recently hacked. The hack was of Canadian origin. Within that Dropbox were images of his ex's kids in bikinis, but it was set up in that way because they all had a shared account. Rich verifies the story by calling who he claims to be his ex-wife.
Quick question for you. As you're sleeping, those pictures in my Dropbox, why are they there?
I'll meet you
shit.
there.
God damn it.
To select himself as the porthole already severely all at once.
Is a giant pussy.
His other kids.
What Rich?
Because my kids used to upload their phones to our Dropbox.
Before they sold them, correct?
I guess there was something in the chat because JoonTheKing is blurring that. I'm very curious.
Yeah. Before they traded them back in.
Okay, that's all. Go back to sleep.
As these streams are going on, suddenly the pieces are falling into place as to why Rich decided to come forward with the
this
existence of
Dropbox
these
situation
photos.
needs to be looked at.
We had Rich exposed literally about something completely different, and he thought he was hacked. He was using a VPN that had Saint Sue Marie apparently or some shit on the VPN, and he thought we went through his Dropbox.
How stupid is this guy?
I don't know.
There were many theories crafted that were not generous in explaining why those photos were on there. The facts are that in May 2024, ReviewTech was at its lowest point in over 10 years. It is a dead channel. This is not drawn from its decline or speculation of its future. ReviewTechUSA is a dead channel because on May 21st, 2024, Rich posted this goodbye video.
I'm over.
He posts a goodbye video and then he comes back the next day with a sponsored video about Keffels.
What at least ReviewTechUSA was. I did this for over a decade. Over a decade.
Sub Guardian.
I got to sit in front of a camera
I'm not
and be
playing
an
Destiny
idiot
2. I don't
for
have
a
a Steam
living.
Deck.
Rich in this video also explained he had some personal, possibly family-related things he was dealing with last month. As for his channel, he reiterates that he is tired of the news and is giving up on it. But will post every now and then if something catches his interest.
You're a little disappointed
His
with this
efforts
doc?
going
I thought it was
forward
pretty
will be
good.
in live streaming and his music production. But it was not even an entire 24 hours later that he posted another news video. Here he excuses
There was some stuff that some of you guys were hoping would be addressed, but I think they covered at least the part from February to now pretty good. I think they've covered it pretty good. I wasn't expecting to be in that documentary, so shout outs to JoonTheKing. Thank you for that shout out. I know Rich made a stream today reacting, talking about it, but from what I heard, he still has no accountability. It'd be interesting to see if he has like a full-fledged rebuttal about it where he comes out. I know Jay did something talking about it as well. I don't know if I'm going to react to that, at least not tonight, but maybe I'll take a look at it and gather my thoughts on it. And then maybe I'll take a look at what Rich had to say about it. Is Kino Casino still going on? Oh shit, they are. Give me a second. We'll glance real quick.
I texted you.
Then someone's gonna have to take her for now. Then. Now
Someone.
this is gonna be all over the internet. Now, thank you.
But that's not his mom's fault.
Yeah.
That's his fault.
So they're on DSP Reacts channel right now.
You know, go ahead, Phil.
If you want me to just keep playing it, or do you want me to keep it paused?
You know what? Darkside Phil has me.
You can play it. You play it.
He has me
There's
blocked
only
on
about 30
Twitter
more
still.
seconds that I find relevant anyway.
But I'm gonna link you guys to this. I want to do a
So there are all the
raid.
comments that happen now because he did this
Yeah.
live on stream.
No, it's all right.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
Please behave. Just say 8-bit Eric raid or 8
because what's happened now, reality just hit him in the face. and he
Behave.
realized what's
Go there,
happened
show
live. He's
some
like,
love.
Oh shit! I just made a
Click
great
like.
fuck up. You know.
Subscribe.
Of course they're gonna clip. Who gives a fuck? They're gonna clip that. I don't care.
He
But
obviously
Oh,
I
if you're not
know
subscribed,
not
it takes
to.
an hour or longer.
I
You
mean,
guys
he
might
literally
not be able
sarcastically
to
his mother
comment on
said,
there.
Oh, thanks. It's gonna be on the internet now.
You guys
so
might not be
he
able to
absolutely
comment. It's an
cares that
hour
this
or
just
later,
happened.
hour longer
She's giving
to
him,
a comment
she's
there.
giving him a tough time going to sleep. The other two are asleep.
His audience kind of knows, you know,
Yeah.
what's going on with the daughters or
He
whatever.
could have covered the Kino
But-
Casino arc. Yeah, I think he could have. Definitely
Was
talked
this,
a little
was
bit
this
more
before
about
or
it.
after his daughter got very ill?
I think it was after.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, they
let them
teamed
do
up
whatever
and they
they-
did.
my-
This is
my
the second
children will
stream they've
watch.
done
It's
together.
not
They
that
did
I'm-
one on their
and I was
channel,
with them all
and
day,
now they did
you know?
one.
But it should never really
today.
come to this
But
point.
if you
where
guys
you're
haven't
justifying
gone,
this
go
stuff
and
to
check.
an audience.
Go
It
show
doesn't
some
have to-
love.
he shouldn't be
Tell them I
justified.
sent.
It's ridiculous.
Sent
The
you their
behavior is
way.
just-
I don't know if you guys would be able to
there's no
comment
way you
now
can
unless you're
spin
already
that
subscribed.
And it's in a you know, it's actually okay. No, it's like no one's gonna watch that and be like,
Well,
that was okay what he did.
Since we're on the topic of this, let's quickly show Phil these other two clips that are about a minute each. It's the
Right.
top one, scamming parents out of their home, and then selling
We're in a
the
big
family
fucking
home.
crossover.
So this is how Rich got the home that he lives in.
Please be
now. He's
respectful,
gonna
though, guys.
explain
If
it.
y'all jump in there.
Parents are perfectly independent.
Here's
That
the
has
link
nothing to do
again.
with it. It's a two-family home. I have my own side. I have a place for
That's a
my kids in
lie.
there, and they have their
Single,
side.
yeah.
So man, I mean, yeah, and it's just a good situation. On top of it too, when my kids visit, it would be next to. I would either have to pay for a sitter, which probably would be more money.
What happened? What do you mean?
I would make the days I work on YouTube.
Pause. What do you think
You
of
know?
that, Phil? That he.
I started
I'm
saying
just like,
pause.
I'm listening to it
in
and
real
it's like,
life
dude,
too.
You said how many years ago in this documentary we're watching, you said you don't share your personal information and stuff with the public. That's the worst thing you can do because then it's
Give me a
brought-
second,
you know,
guys. I've been
yeah, you
holding,
have
having to
separate, you
pee
have to
for
separate
like the
that.
last
Curious
hour.
how many
I'll be
years
right
later, that
back.
was
I
like,
have to
what,
pee
2010, 11,
bad.
12, and this
Make
is
sure you
very recent,
subscribe
correct? Like a
and hit the
couple
like
years ago,
button
something
if
like
you
that?
haven't yet.
He not only didn't learn his lesson, he is completely exposing his living situation, all this personal shit to the internet. He knows he has tons of trolls. He knows he has these people who've done malicious things to him before and have done things to not only hurt him, but all the people around him in his circle. So he never learns his lesson, which, as we've already talked about, that's true lolcow behavior.
Yes,
they don't
exactly.
learn. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over. They never improve. And that's why people find them entertaining to watch, because you always will get the same ridiculous result from a situation they totally should have learned from in the past. So I don't even care about his living situation with his parents and who owns the house or what. But why are you talking about this on your public stream?
I mean,
This-
he's saying that he can't even afford a babysitter with the money that he makes from his show.
Yeah.
So it has to go to his parents. And then the question is, if that's the case, then maybe you should find another line of work.
Time to
If
find
you-
a job.
Here's the thing. Here's because people ask me this. I actually can add a lot to this discussion.
And I took
right
the
now.
time to
As a content creator for 16 years,
to let
all
the
the time
dog
people
out.
say to me, "Well, I don't understand,
What's up,
Phil.
Concert?
If things are
What's up,
financially tight with you
Knucklehead?
right now, why don't you go get another job?" You
Right.
guys have said that on your stream because I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, you said
Yeah.
that. There is no way that I could quit this job and go get another job. I couldn't even get 2 jobs right now that would get as much money as this me doing this full time. That's just the truth. I haven't been out of the job market now for 13 years.
Oh,
It
you
was
sent a
late 2010,
dono?
so
Yeah.
almost 14 years. No one's going to hire
I
a
didn't get it. Give me a
42-year-old
second.
guy
I probably got
at
up
a
to go pee.
high-paying job when I'm out of the job market for that long. I would be shooting myself in the foot.
Oh, thank
quit
you so
this
much,
job
Knucklehead.
and
Thank you
go
for the
out and
$10
try to
dono.
get 1 or 2 other
Can I get
jobs,
hashtag
okay?
Knucklehead86 in the chat,
That's
please?
why. Now, here's the thing. I love
Yeah.
my job. I make good money doing my job. I don't want to stop doing my job. I'm not driving myself into a rut or a dead end. In this case, it sounds to me like what's going on with Ridge. He's got himself worked into a corner. He really is miserable. He's not making as much money as he used to. That's why he's degraded his content down to these stunts on stream, this awful behavior to try to make money from people who it's the only way he can make it. And now he's got himself in such a bad situation. Not only is he not making enough money to do menial things like get a babysitter or whatever, he can't quit. Because if he quits, no one's going to employ him. He's been out of the job market for over a decade.
No, and that's the thing is you do
Man,
make
DSP
good money
speaking
doing this, and I think that's some of the criticism people have is they wish you had more of a prosperity mindset and an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset of being worried about your bills and your costs, and instead be more grateful for the abundance and prosperity
Right.
that you have.
And you know where that comes from?
I think we're having a little bit of
4
slight
years ago. I almost
technical
lost
issues
everything.
right
I had to
now.
go through a bankruptcy in order to save everything. I was at the verge of losing everything. And there
Yeah.
were weeks when literally if I didn't have a good stream, I can't even go out and afford the groceries this week. I can't pay this payment this week. And my
Rich is
mind
going after Eric
has been
July?
endlessly stuck
For
there
real?
because it's so dumb. You're right. If I have a day or 2 days where my streams are bad, I'm not going to go out of business and lose everything. I'm not. I publicly said that to everyone too. It's just that
Yeah.
I'm so stuck in this rut mindset that, oh my God, I was there at one point. I don't want it to go back there, right? But for him, he's stuck. He can't do anything else. He literally
Yeah, I
isn't making
apologize
enough-
for the internet.
but
He
here's
has to
the
figure out how
thing,
to
too.
save
We're
it.
having some delays.
Here's one thing that we
some
have
stuff.
to remember. Okay, look, he has this channel that sure people will like troll him and hate him and blah. He doesn't make videos anymore. He stopped. He wants to make music to 100 people only, whereas he should be posting every single
Yeah,
day.
I think,
if you're
I think we're having some internet connection troubles. I do appreciate everybody popping in, though. Why react to Rich flipping out? Yeah, I plan on it. Yeah, you guys are way behind where I'm at. You guys are just barely reaching the end of the documentary. Yeah, guys, make sure y'all subscribe. We just hit 90,000 subscribers last night. It took me forever to get out of the 80,000s. So I appreciate the fuck out of that. I really do. And make sure you guys come and check out the content daily. I should be streaming tomorrow night as well. I really want you guys to help me foster this community because I love it. I love making this content, and we're on the road to 100K now. So I can't do it without you guys. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm sorry for the delay. I think we had some internet issues because it got disconnected earlier, and it seems like it's been delayed a little bit behind. But go show Kino Casino some love in Darkside Phil. Tell them I sent you their way. And, yeah, I'm going to call it a night here. Again, thank you for bearing with me. You guys are awesome. I appreciate y'all so much.